During the FCS selection show, it was jubilation for the Elon and Furman football programs. Today, their seasons hang in the balance. The FCS playoffs on ESPN start now. Welcome to Greenville, South Carolina, where two teams that were once in the same conference meet again. The Furman Paladins host the Elon Phoenix. A look at the bracket. The winner will advance to play Incarnate Word and their high-octane offense next Saturday in San Antonio, Texas. Welcome inside Paladin Stadium alongside former Florida State offensive lineman Forrest Connolly. I'm James Westling, and Forrest, it's a strength-on-strength matchup here today. Both defenses are stout. What ultimately could be the difference?
Well, I think you think about this ball game, this is win or go home. So there's a lot of pressure on both ball clubs. You don't want to make too many mistakes, but you want to play your football game. Early in this football game, what I'm looking for is the Elon wide receivers. Usually when you talk about teams and you talk about the receivers, there's that one dynamic guy, the one guy that you shade your defense towards, the one guy that you double up. You keep safety help over the top. Well, Elon, they have four guys. So they're really dynamic. Four guys with over 3 touchdowns. They receive the ball very well. They spread it out. So there's not that one person that you can, concentrate on. So for Furman coming into this ball game, what's going to be interesting is to see how they shade their coverage. Now, on the other side of the ball, this Furman defense, they are very elite. 16 interceptions coming into this ball game. They do a lot of blitzing, so I expect to see a lot of man coverage on the outside, mano y mano. So that, to me, is the most dynamic matchup in this football game, and it's going to be interesting throughout this afternoon.
Furman, they are coached by Clay Hendricks in his 6th season, 40 wins, 25 losses. Played offensive line here at Furman from 82 to 85. Also spent 10 years on the Air Force coaching staff as their offensive line coach and offensive coordinator. Furman, they received an at-large bid to the FCS playoffs. It's their 3rd appearance under head coach Clay Hendricks and his staff. They made it in 2017 and 2019, and their 9 wins this season, most since 2005 for this Furman program. Furman set to blast it away. Elon will receive the opening kickoff. Chandler Brayboy back deep with Caleb Ogunmola. 4th trip to the FCS playoffs for Elon since joining D1 back in 1999, seeking their first ever FCS playoff victory. Coached by Tony Trisciani in his 4th season, 20 wins, 19 losses, been on staff since 2017. Was on staff for a year back in 2006 on the defensive side of the football and returned to Elon, where he's improved his win total each fall season. The FCS playoffs are underway. And Brayboy will signal for a fair catch. Forrest, what do you want to see from Elon's offense?
Well, I want to see what they come out in early. I want to see them get the run established. I think for both ball clubs, they want to establish the run. What that does is that brings defenders down in the box, and it allows you to get that man coverage on the outside. And with those dynamic receivers, I think that is what this Elon offense is looking for. They're
quarterbacked by Matthew McKay. Has thrown 41 career touchdown passes, 21 this season, only 4 interceptions. Most touchdown tosses by an Elon quarterback since 2012. 1st and 10. Play fake. He's in trouble. Gets rid of it and overshoots his intended target out of bounds. Brings up 2nd down and 10 as we take a look at our impact players.
For Elon, it's running back Jalen Hampton and wide receiver Bryson Darty. The coach's faces lit up when we talked about Jalen Hampton. And for Furman, it's Brandon Gilby. He leads the team in tackles, plays behind the offensive line of scrimmage, and the nose guard, Cameron Coleman. He's one of those stout guys that protects that A-gap.
On 2nd down and 10, Hampton gets his first carry, pulling through would-be tacklers to muscle his way forward and pick up 3, making something out of nothing.
And you saw in that first play, they brought pressure. They immediately got on top of McKay, and that's what you want to do with a quarterback like McKay, who can spin it and get it down the field. You don't want to allow him to get comfortable early in this ball game. You want to affect his rhythm.
3rd and 7. Elon trying to avoid a 3-and-out. They convert 40% of their 3rd downs. McKay dumps it over the middle, and it's complete, but a yard shy of the marker. Making the catch is Caleb Ogunmola. It's 4th down, and Elon will have to punt it away.
And for Furman, a good job on 1st down. What you want to do is you keep the offense behind the sticks. You don't want to give up positive yards early. You would rather be in 3rd and long if you're the Elon defense as opposed to 3rd and 3 or 4. So a good job on that first drive for the for the Furman defense.
Joshua Harris back deep for Furman. Elon's punter is Jeff Yerk. And it's a fake. And Elon has the 1st down. They picked up 2. Gutsy call right out of the gate. It's playoff football.
And I like it. You know, you came here to win a football game, and you've got to put all of your ducks in a row, and you've got to go for it. And that's probably something that Furman was not expecting. But a good job. They got the ball to the up man, the up back, and he put his head down and fell forward. Not a whole lot of space, but he got just enough yardage needed to get that 1st down.
That was defensive end Torrance Williams getting his first carry of the season. Stretch play. Hampton tucks it up inside to pick up a couple. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. The stopper, Bryce McCormick, for the Paladins.
One of the interesting positions for me on the field is Cameron Coleman, number 0, the nose guard for Furman. He doesn't have the gaudy stats, but he's one of those guys that allows those linebackers to flow downhill because of his ability to, get the attention of both A-gap blockers in the center.
McKay back to pass on 2nd down. Wide of Ogunmola, his intended target. And it brings up another 3rd down for this Elon offense.
And once again, early in the ball game, what you're seeing from the Furman defense is they're getting up the field. They're bringing pressure. They want to continue to get in Matt McKay's face. They do not want to allow him to get comfortable and set his feet.
3rd and 7. Four-man rush. McKay takes off. McKay has the 1st down and a whole lot more. Hugh Ryan shoves him out of bounds, and that's what McKay can do. He can extend plays, and he can hurt you with his legs.
And if you're watching that play, what Furman did, they brought 4 defenders. They did a twist, a tackle and twist. But what that does is that opens up the offense, and it opens up a seam for McKay to get up the field. He did a good job of reading where the defenders were and going to the opposite side of the field.
McKay is the 2nd leading rusher on this Phoenix team. 1st and 10, Hampton. Trying to get downhill. Takes it down to the 33-yard line to pick up 3.
And early on, what Elon is doing, they're going 4 and 5 receiver sets. They're spreading out this Furman defense to try to create natural lanes, natural running lanes for Jalen Hampton.
Hampton has over 1,000 yards this season. First Elon player with a 1,000-yard season since 2004. The Virginia Tech transfer at tailback. Play fake. McKay loops it towards the sideline and throws his third incompletion on this opening drive. Bryson Daughtry, the intended target. On the coverage, Cam Brinson, the strong safety. Third and 7 for Elon. And they're already in field goal range for their kicker, Skylar Davis, who has 5 field goals over 50 yards this season. No other FCS player with more than 2. But Elon wants a first down.
And what a weapon that is to have, James, on your sideline.
Empty set for McKay. Spins it. Complete. Ball popped out late, and they rule it incomplete at the 25-yard line, and it's fourth down for the Phoenix.
And a good job by the free safety, Hugh Ryan, to attack the football. You see the reception is made by the receiver, but boom, he attacks the football, attacks the receiver, and that's what you ask for your defenders. Hit that ball, try to jar the ball out. Great job on the back end of the defense by Hugh Ryan.
Bryson Daughtry made the catch, and as you noted, Ryan wrenched it loose. 51-yard field goal try for Skylar Davis. 5 for 6 this season on kicks over 50 yards. Does it have enough? Yes, it's good. And Elon's on the board. They lead 3-0. What a weapon for the Phoenix.
I mean, he's got a Sunday foot. I mean, when you can kick the ball like that, that was awesome. And that is a weapon. When you cross the 50-yard line, if you're Elon, you have points on the board.
How big was that drive for the Phoenix? Remember, they faked it on 4th and 1 to keep the drive alive, backed up inside their own 30-yard line.
And then kick a 51-yard field goal. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. You want to put points on the board early. You want to get confidence going. And, you know, when you look at what they were able to do, they were able to convert a 4th down. They were able to, you know, come back from negative plays. They were also able to kick a 50-plus yard field goal. So if you ask a head coach coming into a playoff game on a first drive that you'll be able to accomplish what they did on that first drive, I think he'd take it.
It was an 11-play, 41-yard drive that ate up over 4 minutes, and that's what Elon strives to do. They want to own the time of possession. They're a clock-eating bunch. They lead it by 3 early on. Wayne Anderson back deep for the Paladins. Davis will send this one into the end zone. 75% of his kickoffs are touchbacks as we take a look at the Furman quarterback, Tyler Huff, completing over 70% of his passes. And Forrest, he's accounted for 80% of Furman's offense the last 3 games.
Well, he's such a dynamic player because he can plant his foot in the ground and run the football, and he runs not to get first downs, but to get touchdowns. He puts his head down. He tries to run over defenders. He's not scared. He understands the assignment. And as an offensive lineman, when you see your quarterback go out and play like that, you want to go out and find work as well. So I think he gets the offense going when he plants and he runs the football.
Well, there was a flag. It was offsides on the kicking team, and it looks like Furman is going to make Elon re-kick it.
And I like that. You want to get the kicker to kicking as much as possible. Try and get his leg tied. I mean, you've got a guy that can kick over 50-yard field goals. You want to put as much pressure on him to keep kicking. So if they get another penalty, I'd make him kick it again.
Wear him out, huh?
You know, it's gamesmanship right now. You've got to find any and every way that you can to affect the opponent.
Well, in Furman, they want Wayne Anderson to have a chance. He ranks 8th in FCS in kick return average, over 27 yards per return, and he's taken one to the house this season. Kendall Thomas is also back deep. He's a speedster as well.
And now you've got guys that have already sprinted down the field 50 yards. They have to come back out and sprint again.
This kick, angling towards the sideline, it's picked up off the hop. And Anderson darts out of bounds. Around the 30-yard line, they'll mark him out at the 25. So Tyler Huff, the quarterback, a transfer, a graduate student from Presbyterian in his last 5 games, completing 71% of his passes, 8 touchdowns. But like McKay, he's another dual-threat guy, Forrest.
And he's continuing to develop trust throughout the season with his receivers, and he's got that leadership and competitiveness that coaches look for.
From the gun, Huff calls his own number and scampers ahead for a gain of 7 on first down. Our impact players for the Furman offense.
Well, wide receiver Ryan Miller, first-team all-conference. He's Mr. Everything, 11 receiving touchdowns. And Dominic Roberto, he runs behind his pads. He's a tough guy to bring down. And for Elon on defense, Marcus Hillman. You know, he's a slippery edge rusher. He loves to get to the quarterback along with Jameer Miller. Kind of, you know, has all of the intangibles that you look for in the middle of your defense.
First catch of the day for Ryan Miller. Trayvon Jones wrapped him up quickly, a short completion, a gain of 2, and it's 3rd and 1 for the Paladins. A pair of running backs in, Dominic Roberto and Devin Abrams. Play fake. Roberto, it's incomplete. He was open in the flat, and Huff just simply misfired.
And a good job by the offensive line to give Huff the time that he needed. He just did not set his feet. And a lot of times when you're a quarterback, you know, you see a play break wide open, you kind of get really excited, and it's almost like Huff got a tad bit excited and put a little bit too much on that football because Roberto might still be running. There was no defender, and I thought he had a chance to plant and get north and south on that play.
Missed opportunity for the Paladins, and a flag flies right at the snap.
And this is interesting because if it's on Elon, it'll be a first down.
Well, the false start will make it 4th and 6. So a 3-and-out forced by the Elon defense. This game early on definitely has kind of a grinder-type feel.
You know, James, you're playing win or go home football right now. You're playing playoff football. It's the first game of FCS playoffs in 2022 right now. You're the only people on. So there's a lot of pressure. You know, these teams, like you said, used to be in the same conference. There's a little bit of familiarity from way back, but, you know, they're close in vicinity-wise. So, you know, there's just pressure on these guys, and I think they'll settle down as we move forward.
And the punt is shanked. It'll roll out of bounds. Elon will have it at the 44-yard line. We head to a timeout. Elon, they lead it 3-0.
When adventure calls, take the road less traveled.
Wow, it's bumpy back here.
Who are you?
I'm from Edmonds. People come to us first to buy or sell their cars. Like, say you want an SUV, but don't want to drive it into the Grand Canyon. We'll help you find a model that fits how you actually drive. You've never put up a tent before, have you?
Oh, we have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, we're actors.
1st and 10, Elon. And Furman stonewalls the tailback up front. Luke Clark makes the tackle. Hampton gets no gain.
And when you look at the Furman linebackers across the board, Luke Clark, 6'3", 243. Bryce McCormick, 6'2", 223. Brandon Gilby, 6'2", 237. And Jalen Miller, 5'11", 211. They've got great size across the middle of that defense at the second-level defenders.
On 2nd down, McKay. Incomplete. McKay has started 1 for 6 passing. He has that big scramble, but outside of that, it's been tough sledding through the air. What do you like about this Furman defense?
Well, they're bringing that pressure, and they're letting McKay know they're going to come upfield. They're going to trust their outside defenders. I thought Jabril Williams did a great job of picking up the blitz. The right guard, number 61 on that play. McKay has to trust his offensive line and trust that they will pick up those blitzers. He's getting time. He's just got to have trust.
Here's 3rd and 9. McKay. Sandwiched back at the 40. It's a Furman sack. Jack Barton and Xavier Stevens combine on the tackle.
And for the tackles, they've got to do a better job on the outside. You've got to keep your shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. You get 3 kick steps back. Now you're at the quarterback's level. You can turn, use that inside hand, and run those defenders past the quarterback. You've got to give the quarterback the width of the pocket if you're the tackles.
26th sack of the year for this Furman defense, and they're coming after the punt. They almost got it. Yerk gets it away. Line driver, Joshua Harris on the return. Out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Furman's offense went 3-0 in their opening possession. We'll see him for the second time when we come back.
The Taco Bell Live My Student section is back. More free tickets, more free tacos. Now you get to decide which school wins. Vote for the Live My Student section on the Taco Bell app. Choose right and you get a free crunchy taco. Let's go!
If you're ready to bring it on game day, Regions is right there with you. Regions, official bank of the SEC.
Everyone is ready for Monday Night Football. Tomlin and the Steelers meet Saturday and the Colts.
Feels like a change is coming.
True story. If you want to stand out, you have to cross enemy lines. Ohio State, Duke, North Carolina, Indiana. Experience the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Begins Wednesday at 7:15 on ESPN.
Midway through this first quarter, 3-0 our score in favor of Elon. He's Forrest Connolly. I'm James Westling. How important will it be, Forrest, for Furman to establish the ground game on this second drive?
Well, I think they need to establish the ground game because that's what they want to do. I think all teams want to establish the ground game because it opens up that play-action pass game. It opens up that RPO game. So when you get that ground game established, now what you've done is you've grabbed the attention of the defenders. You've made them put more players down in the box, and it gives you opportunities to get down the field vertically.
Roberto gets the corner. Dominic Roberto venturing into Elon territory. They mark him out at the Phoenix 42-yard line.
And look at Roberto. He's a compact runner, one of those thump wrap tackles. You can't stick your arm out there and think you're going to bring him down. You've got to thump him. You've got to wrap him, and then you've got to tackle him. He's a guy that if he gets to the edge and gets going, it's going to be difficult for this Elon defense.
First down for Furman. Play fake. Pocket holds up, and it's incomplete. Huff wanted on the seam route Joshua Harris. Their big play threat brings up 2nd and 10.
And he had Harris on that play, but I thought Huff did a good job of putting a little bit more air under the football because the safety was coming underneath. And if he throws that where he could have thrown it for the receiver to make a better play on it, it was a play that the safety could have made as well. So I thought that was a good job by Huff, putting it where only his receiver could possibly make a play on the football.
Huff scampers inside the 40, getting to the 38. Made one man miss in the backfield to pick up a couple of yards and make it a more manageable 3rd down and 6. Jameer Malone made the tackle.
And you see what Furman does. They line up at the line of scrimmage. They're not going really fast. But what that does to defense is that keeps the personnel on the field just in case they do go with the fast-paced offense.
Here comes the blitz. Huff gets rid of it. Miller absorbs the contact and has the first down. Trayvon Jones wrapped him up.
Veteran play by Miller, knowing where the sticks are and sitting down and making himself a target. You see him, he gets to the sticks, and then he sits down on that route to make himself a target for his quarterback.
He's a two-time FCS All-American. On first down, Roberto shimmies inside the 30 to the 29. He's a decisive runner, gets downhill in a hurry, and he picks up 3.
And one of the things that's interesting about this Furman offensive line, they go at about 6'3", 289. They're not real huge, but they run a zone blocking scheme. So they don't necessarily have a man to block. They block an area. And when you have that zone scheme, you have dynamic backs that can cut off. Now, what you look for in the zone blocking scheme is the backside blockers, because those are the guys that are getting up to the second-level defenders.
On second down, Huff connects with Miller. Miller into the end zone for a touchdown. 12th touchdown catch of the year for tight end Ryan Miller, and Furman takes their first lead. A 30-yard strike. And the point after from Ian Williams is good. 7-3 our score. Furman on top.
Change is coming.
Is ready for Monday Night Football.
Let's be men today. Let's take care of business.
Because you have to be ready for an AFC clash. Can Watt and the Steelers get the towels waving in Indy?
We'll find out who loves football.
Or will Taylor and the Colts silence the doubters?
It's coming now.
Tomlin and the Steelers meet Saturday and the Colts.
It's a beautiful time for basketball. Where freaks challenge kings. You know I'm dunking on his calls like a bronco. We in the rack with the rolls and dynasties old and new collide. Steph Curry, I'm a warrior, shots Lakers Bucks in a special all-cast with Stephen A. Part of a doubleheader Friday on ESPN. NBA on ESPN time.
Only a handful of teams remained, all vying for a spot in the playoffs, for the right to call themselves national champions.
Welcome back to Greenville, South Carolina. Forrest, break down this Furman touchdown.
What I want you to do is watch the ball fake. You know, Roberto, because he's run the ball effectively early in this ball game, the linebackers react. They're coming up in the box. Now, you've got your receiver, Ryan Miller. He does a good job of putting himself in between the ball and the defender where only he can make a play on it. Then you saw the great hands to squeeze it, a hand catcher. Now you've got the fight, and you've got the balance and the strength to power it over the goal line for the touchdown. All of the little intangibles that you look for in a receiver when you're talking about guys playing on the next level.
Miller owns the Furman record with 28 career touchdown receptions. It's booted out of the back of the end zone, and Elon takes over at their 25-yard line. How does Elon generate some offense?
Well, I think for the coaching staff for Elon, you've got to talk to Matt McCann and say, hey, get comfortable. find your rhythm. The offensive line is doing a good job of picking up this blitz package as opposed to going side to side. Try and climb the pocket. I see the guards in the center doing a better job of being stout at the point of attack than I do the tackles keeping the width of the pocket. They've got to work on square shoulders.
Hampton pinballs to the outside and picks up 8. Make it Malik Griffin on the carry. His first touch. But Matthew McKay, Elon quarterback, completed 84% of his passes 2 weeks ago. They had a bye last Saturday. Today he has started 1 for 6 through the air.
Well, you've got all these blitz packages that he's looking at, that he's trying to identify. If you watch their pre-snap, they're trying to identify the middle linebacker. And that gives all the offensive linemen their keys.
Griffin is swung down. A loss of a half yard. Doesn't play much. That's only his 22nd carry of the entire season, the backup tailback for the Phoenix.
But you see what Furman did on that play? They brought the house. Right now, Furman is daring Elon to throw the football because Matt McKay hasn't shown them that he's in a comfortable situation at this point. So they're going to bring pressure, and they're going to dare them to throw the football.
Jack Barton and Alex Mayer combined on the TFL last play. 3rd down. Blitz up the middle. McKay ejected from the pocket. Has the angle and the first down. Zips out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Second big rush of this first quarter for the Elon quarterback.
Now watch the defense. Everybody comes in. McKay does a good job. He tries to climb the pocket. He's got pressure right in his face. So he does the next best thing. Gets to the outside where there are no defenders. You see him with the high knees right there. He understands, okay, I've got to run to get the first down and sell out. A good job by McKay on that play.
A 15-yard rip. Play fake. Down the sideline, has a man, and it's complete to the Furman 35-yard line. Jordan Bonner reeled it in, the Purdue transfer.
Now let's see if this gets McKay going passing the football. We know he's had some troubles early in this ball game, but for a quarterback, it's kind of like a basketball player. When you're missing shots and you get to the free throw line and you make one free throw, you see the ball go through the basket. Now you've gotten that rhythm. For a quarterback, you get that reception down the field, you may get into a rhythm now.
Back-to-back really impressive plays by McKay. Wasn't ready for the snap. Puts it in the belly of Griffin, and Griffin is thumped at the line of scrimmage. Are you surprised that we're seeing so much of Malik Griffin on this drive?
Well, I think you're going to see a bevy of backs. I mean, Malik Griffin is more of that speed guy, can get to the outside, not as much of a power back behind the pass as Jalen Hampton. And you want to be versatile. You want to make the defense think. There may be some specialized plays for Griffin, so they want to get him involved early. But you want to be multiple with what you bring as far as your offensive attack.
2nd down and 10. McKay wants to spin it from a crowded pocket. Flutters incomplete, and it brings up 3rd down and 10.
And once again, the offensive line, the tackles are giving up a short corner, so there's not major width in that pocket for the quarterback to move side to side. The guards and the center have to pick it up, put it down. So what that means is you pick that foot up and you put it down, and when that foot hits the ground, boom, you're punching those defenders. You've got to be stout at the point of attack to allow the quarterback to either climb the pocket or step into his throws. He's throwing off his back foot right now because of the pressure.
Furman top 10 in the country in 3rd down defense. They drop 7 to the boundary. Breadbasket catch is made by Chandler Brayboy, but he is a couple yards shy, 1 yard shy of the first down, and it brings up 4th and 1.
And I think this is when you bring your meat package in, your big fellows, your big boys, you line up in I formation, you play old school football, and you challenge your offensive line. This is the sled. This is what we do on Tuesday practices, pushing that sled up the field. I don't like the pistol formation because you go from 4th and 1 to now 4th and 6, but this is where you challenge your offensive lineman.
McKay, miscommunication. He's in trouble. Going backwards. They didn't get it.
And it goes back to what I said earlier. Sometimes you get a little bit too cute. You go away from old school I-formation football downhill. You're going to the pistol formation. You go from 4th and inches now to 4th and 6. I don't like that play call. You know, now you've got a quarterback, he's confused, nobody comes for the football, and he tries to take it and get yards. And if he was at the line of scrimmage and that happened, he could have fell forward and gotten the first down. I think on that play, you line up, you spread them out 5 wides, and you go quarterback sneak.
Gilby and McCormick combine on the stop, but the war was won up front in the trenches. Huff behind his intended target, Ryan Miller. Incompletion brings up 2nd down and 10. One of the rare drops that you'll see, and one of the rare misfires from Huff as well.
Well, I think what Huff is thinking about, the safety or linebacker sitting in the middle of the field. You don't want to set your guy up and throw him into, you know, a devastating hit. So I kind of think he was protecting his guy on that play. I get it. But that's a play that you usually see Ryan Miller able to squeeze that football and grab it.
Especially as physical as the second level is for Elon. On 2nd down and 10, Roberto puts his head down and bangs his way to the 35-yard line. A gain of 8 downhill, and it's 3rd and 2 for Furman.
And I'll say it once again, he's a thump, wrap, tackle guy. You've got to thump him to let him know you're there. You've got to wrap him up, and you've got to hope your teammates in pursuit get there to help you tackle him. You're not just going to grab him and he's going to fall down.
Second team all-SoCon. On 3rd and short, Miller in the hole has the first down. Ball came out late, but he's ruled down at the Elon 47-yard line. And Miller has already his 4th catch.
And there had to be some type of mistake because Miller was wide open from the beginning of this play. It was just whenever Tyler Huff decided to throw him the football, no defender went with him, which is very surprising. Coming into this ball game, I think Elon understood you have to stop or either slow down Ryan Miller.
And that was simple pitch and catch. Roberto makes a cut, and he's to the 42-yard line of Elon. Stopper that time was Sean Brown.
And what you're seeing a little bit more from this Furman offense, more so than you're seeing from Elon, is you've got an established rushing attack now, and they're able to pass the football. So it's kind of equal what you're seeing across the board from Furman early in this ball game.
A line change up front for the Phoenix. They go 10 deep on that defensive line. 2nd down, wide open, Anderson makes the grab inside the 30 as he plucks it out of the air for a first down.
And you saw the free safety on that play. Bo Sanders get caught looking in the backfield. All of the offensive linemen shaded to the left, which sold the run. They did a good job of selling the run on that play. And that minor look back in the backfield allowed for the receiver to break open in front of Sanders.
Minute and change left in this first session. Tight set. They pitch it forward. Anderson gets a kick-out block, and he's got 9. That plays so hard to defend with the speed of Wayne Anderson.
And I want you to watch the right side of the offensive line. They're coming across the back of the formation, selling the counter play. So the linebackers react to that, but you've got a back coming the opposite way, carrying the football. So you have to be able to decipher where the ball is going, not what you see with your eyes with the linemen and how they're moving.
You touched on this earlier. It's a long, lean offensive line. Huff, Miller trying to pull through a tackle, and he loses a couple. Elon all over that pitch play. Sets up 3rd and about 4 for the Paladins.
And a good job by Marvin Pearson recognizing what they were trying to do with the shuffle pass kind of play to Miller and being able to get hands on him and just slow him down.
That'll take us to the end of this first quarter. What's the headline in the first 15 minutes?
The headline is Furman has been multiple. They've been able to run the ball, establish the run, establish the pass. I think Elon is now looking comfortable. Matt McKay is looking like he's in that zone. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does in the second quarter when they get the ball back.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday magic, especially when it comes to getting the perfect gift. For all those project-doing, technology-loving, holiday hosting, tool organizing, woodshop working people in your life. And gifts for everyone else in between. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Football and Hooters, the perfect pair.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
Think you can take down a Heisman legend? Prove it at theheismanhouse.com.
It's a beautiful time for basketball. Lakers Bucks in a special all-cast with Stephen A., part of a doubleheader, Friday on ESPN.
Are you ready for football to get down to the nitty-gritty? Or whatever this is? Are you making plans for football? Flying for football? Flexing for football? And brushing up on your Spanish for football?
Tu defensa es basura. Eso.
Are you standing up, breaking down, and staying hyped for football? Good. Then you're ready.
Well, the last time these teams met was in the FCS playoffs back in 2017. First round action. It was November 25th of 2017, Clay Hendricks' second season as the head coach. Elon led by 3 rushing touchdowns from Deshaun McNair before Furman quarterback P.J. Blazejowski had a rushing touchdown to go along with 2 through the air, both to Andy Shumpert. But then with 11:26 remaining, McNair's third score made it 28-27 before Furman blocked the game-tying extra point. Furman would go on to lose in the second round to Wofford as Huff makes a man miss. Dances down inside the 10-yard line.
And you see the dynamic footwork by Huff. He had about 3 defenders from Elon with an opportunity to make a play, and he was able to high step out of those shoestring tackles and do a good job of falling forward, getting north and south. It looked at one point like he would not be able to get north and south, but he was able to plant that foot and get north and south.
Marvion Field made the tackle, and they will work on Josh Johnson. We head to a timeout.
Welcome to Subway's biggest refresh yet. They're drafting 12 new subs for their all-new Subway series menu. This is exciting, Tony.
Oh, you've never seen stats like this before, Chuck. The new Monster has juicy steak and crispy bacon.
Dang, but what about the new Boss? Meatballs covered in marinara, coupled with fresh mozzarella. It looks so good. It makes me hangry.
Did you say hangry?
And pepperoni, too.
Pepperoni? Now I'm hangry.
The new Subway series. What's your pick?
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday magic, especially when it comes to getting the perfect gift. For all those project-doing, technology-loving, holiday hosting, tool organizing, woodshop working people in your life. And gifts for everyone else in between. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Olay faced expensive gels that don't last and wiped him out. New Olay Hyaluronic Lightweight Gel Moisturizer locks in powerful moisture and is supercharged to hydrate 2 times longer and outlast the $100, $200, and even $400 cream for dewy, hydrated skin around the clock. Face it, it's time for Olay. Face anything.
Elon defensive end Josh Johnson was able to get off the field on his own power. Comes from strong bloodlines. His dad, Damian, played at Kansas State and won a Super Bowl with the Patriots back in 1987. For us, this is another strength-on-strength matchup. Red zone scoring for Furman, red zone defense for Elon. On 1st and goal, trying to stretch it to the sideline. It's a touchdown for Devin Abrams. His 3rd rushing score of the season. Furman has grabbed a 13-3 lead. That was a 9-play, 73-yard scoring drive. Capped off by a 10-yard Abrams touchdown. And the point after from Axel Lapro is right down the boulevard. 14-3. Furman. They've stretched their lead to 11 and scored 14 unanswered.
It's a beautiful time for basketball, where freaks challenge kings and dynasties old and new collide. Lakers, Bucks, in a special all-cast with Stephen A., part of a doubleheader, Friday on ESPN.
So where were we?
The playoff.
Only a handful of teams remained, hailing from kingdoms far and wide across the college football land, all vying for a spot in the playoff. Soon, they would take part in an epic playoff battle for the right to call themselves national champions.
And then what happened?
We'll find out soon.
McDavid will take it to the net.
Wild.
Handed it back. Capriccio score!
A battle of superstars.
That is hockey.
Thursday on ESPN+.
It's a beautiful time for basketball. Lakers, Bucks, in a special all-cast with Stephen A., part of a doubleheader, Friday on ESPN. Lakers, Bucks, in a special all-cast with Stephen A., part of a doubleheader, Friday.
Only a handful of teams remained, all vying for a spot in the playoff, for the right to call themselves national champions.
Are you ready for football to get down to the nitty-gritty? Or whatever this is? Are you standing up, breaking down, and staying hyped for football? Good. Then you're ready.
Elon coach Tony Trisciani has improved his win total during each fall season, 8-3 this year. The school record, 9 wins. Happened in 1999 and 2009. A win today would be number 9 for the Phoenix. First playoff appearance since 2018, and they have 4 wins against the current playoff field, most in FCS. How big is this series for the Phoenix?
I think it's huge because if they don't score and you allow Furman to get back the football and score again, now you're facing a Furman defense that loves to blitz, that brings pressure, and that understands that you have to throw the football. So they become basically a one-dimensional offense trying to get the ball down the field to get back in the ball game against a team that specializes in stopping the pass on the back end with their defenders and on the front end with the pressure that they bring.
Bray Boy corkscrews out to the 29-yard line. Yates, the special teams stopper. There's a look at Matt McKay. 3 for 9 passing, 34 yards. He does have 34 yards rushing to lead the team. They pitch it out to Hampton. Hampton coughs it up. Able to put out the fire and avoid disaster. A loss of 2.
AC Hampton, he's got defenders in his face as soon as he gets the football. He's trying to make a play, but you've got to squeeze that football and make sure you've got it before you plan and get up the field. It's going to be interesting. They pulled Hampton out the game after, that fumble, but he's been your bell cow all season. And I think you can't give up on him because he had a bad play or two. You've got to stick with your guy. So it's going to be interesting to see how the coaching staff handles him.
Elon, they're 5-0 this season when he rushes for more than 90 yards. McKay on the draw with space. And McKay, that has been Elon's best play. He lost the football. Furman, they recover it. Hugh Ryan able to jar it loose. And Furman could have our first takeaway.
And you said it, James. So it's going to be interesting to see if his knee was down before the ball came out.
Recovered by the defense. First down, Furman.
I'm sure our replay officials are going to take a second look at this, but it was interesting. You've got a quarterback. This has been the most successful play for them all afternoon, him running the football when he doesn't see what he likes. But as a quarterback, he's not used to holding the ball high and tight. That's what backs are taught to do because defenders are going to rip at it. Now, you see he's got an opening. He gets down the field. You've got to hold it high and tight now. You've got to squeeze it. Now, it looks like his backside may be down. It's going to be an interesting call because on the field, it was called a fumble. So it has to be inconclusive for them to turn it over. Right here. It's almost in unison when the ball comes out and his backside hits the ground. I'll tell you what, James, I wouldn't want to be the replay official on this call right here because this really can change all kinds of momentum. You saw a little bit of momentum for Elon with that big run, getting out of the shadow of their own end zone, and now you have this. I would say that they will reverse this. It looks like he's down. It looks like his backside was down. But that's why you don't want your quarterback running the ball as often because he's not used to guys pulling and tugging at the football, and he's not used to holding it high and tight. And he did a good job when he was running the football, but when that contact comes, that's when you've got to squeeze it to your body and hold on for dear life.
And he's certainly trying, but a tremendous play by Hugh Ryan to jar it away from him. This is our best angle. And I'm with you, Forrest. I think
prior to the ball coming loose. Therefore, it'll be first down from the 46-yard line, Elon.
And that swings momentum back towards Elon in their favor.
And you see all the defenders that was around the quarterback. You had 4 defenders there to make the big play. And that's what you want from your defense. You want pursuit, and you want guys ripping and tugging at the ball carrier, trying to get that ball out of there.
Furman head coach Clay Hendricks told us it all starts up front with his defensive line. 1st and 10. Snap throw. This is the tight end, Arthur Nwundu, who gets the start this afternoon. Takes it to the 50. Elon there without their starting tight end, John Carlos Miller. It's 2nd and 5.
And Nwundu's a nice target, 6'6", 245 pounds. I would be trying to get him the football as often as possible.
Early minutes of this second frame. On 2nd and 5. Hampton leaps to the 49. Got maybe a half yard. Not much there. Again, tough sledding up front. That push by the Furman defense has been tremendous.
And Jack Barton, number 93, got in there to get a hand on the ball carrier. That's what you want from your down lineman. Just get pressure up the field. Occupy the offensive lineman, which allows those linebackers to flow downhill.
Evan DiMaggio gets credit with the tackle. The great nephew of the great Joe DiMaggio. On third down, McKay trying to buy time and runs into a wall. Lost a yard. Malachi Dudek makes the tackle, as well as Xavier Stevens. Second time we've called his name this afternoon.
Now watch the right tackle on this play. It's what I've been talking about all day. He's got his shoulders, they're not square. You've got to keep them square. He's on the left side. You see how he's opened those shoulders immediately? Gave up a short corner, number 64. You've got to keep those shoulders square. You keep them square, you get 3 kick steps back. Now you can turn the defensive end and run him past the quarterback's level. But immediately at the snap of the football, he opens up that outside shoulder, giving up a short corner.
Flag comes out. It's on Elon. It's a false start. Elon trying to pin Furman deep. So that makes it 4th and 12. Back deep for the Paladins, Joshua Harris. This is already the 3rd punt for Jeff Yerk. Tries to hang it up there. And it bounces into the end zone for the touchback. Furman leading 14-3. They go for the jugular when we come back.
Spicy buns, spicy sauce, spicy seasoning, spicy jalapenos, ooh, spicy fries. Boy, Arby's getting loose with the spice on the new Diablo sandwiches and fries. Arby's, we have the meat.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday magic, especially when it comes to getting the perfect gift. For all those project-doing, technology-loving, holiday hosting, tool organizing, woodshop working people in your life. And gifts for everyone else in between. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
It's a beautiful time for basketball, where freaks challenge kings and dynasties old and new collide. Lakers Bucks in a special alt-cast with Stephen A., part of a doubleheader, Friday on ESPN.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
With Forrest Connolly, I'm James Westling, and Forrest, Furman leads 14-3, but Elon has had the ball twice as long.
Yeah, but Elon's not doing anything when they get the football. They're sitting on it. I think when you look at what's going on right now, you've got 8.3 yards versus 4 yards. And I think that is the big difference. Furman is moving the ball down the field. They're kind of doing whatever they want to do, where I think Elon is still trying to figure out what their offensive scheme is going to be in this ball game.
On first down, this is the scat back. Kendall Thomas. Brought down by his shoelaces after a gain of 7.
And once again, with this zone blocking scheme, you've got guys that can move laterally very well. They're getting up and they're getting in the way. You're blocking an area, not a player. And you've got dynamic backs cutting off their back.
On 2nd and 3, Thomas gets it again, and this time it's blown up. Hit at the point of attack by Paris Lowry. His 12th tackle of the season. Furman has scored on their last 2 drives. 3rd and 3 in the Paladins today. 3 for 4 on 3rd down. They bring Dominic Roberto back into the backfield at 231 pounds. They fake it to him and trying to dump it underneath to Miller. Huff throws it at his feet. It's incomplete, and it's a 3-and-out forced by the Phoenix defense. Just what the doctor ordered.
And that's on Huff. All he has to do is set his feet, put a little air under the football. His back is still running right now, and they are getting ready for a new set of downs. For the quarterback, you just got to set your feet, get comfortable. And once again, I think when you see quarterbacks make plays like that, they get excited because your guy is broken wide open, and you know when you get into football, it's going to be a positive play.
Ryan Levy hangs it up there. Elon signals for a fair catch, and they reel it in at the 30-yard line. There was contact back at the point of the punt. No flag.
And Omar Rogers is letting... Is that Rogers? No, it's not Rogers. Jaden Dennis. He's talking to the punter. You know, I think the coaching staff is telling him, get off the field. You know, we got away with one. You know, be quiet, son. Come on over here.
Here's a look.
He's turning, trying to... He got blocked into the punter, so that was a good no call by the officials.
Elon coaches did tell us we'll get some aggressive penalties. 1st and 10, McKay starting to find his rhythm. Up the boundary. It's complete to Chandler Brayboy. His 2nd catch and number 26 on the season.
And you see what they did on that play. They sprinted McKay out of the backfield to give him more time to look down the field and also to allow his receivers to get through their route. When you get immediate pressure on the quarterback, that's what you do to allow him to have more time. Get him outside the pocket.
18-yard gain.
Under further review, for the runner being...
They're checking to see if his knee went down on the catch. It went for 18 yards. The longest pass play for Elon in this first half.
See McKay sprinting outside the pocket, more time. Now see, I didn't think his knee went down when we saw it initially.
What are your thoughts now?
I still don't say, okay, this is a better shot right here. Sprint McKay out, give him the time he needs. He does a good job of delivering the ball down the field. Squeezes the football. Let's see. And it looks like his knee is down.
Yep, he's down.
Right there.
That's a no-doubter.
Great shot by our camera guys in the truck.
It'll still be around. Looks like he'll be 2 yards shy of the marker. But it'll be 2nd and 2, and the playbook's pretty much wide open.
And I love the effort, though. Defend off the defender. But I think this is the most definitive shot right here. Boom, right there, he's down. And Brayboy is one of those receivers that we talked about early in the ball game.
McKay is now 6 for 12 passing, 55 yards. We're being told that they would bring it back to around the 39-yard line.
After further review, the ruling is the runner was down at the 39-yard line, short of the line to gain. Therefore, it'll be 2nd down and 1.
So just a yard to pick up the first down.
On my signal.
For the Phoenix. Elon averaging 4.7 yards per rush. They have 70 as a team. McKay leading the way with 53. It's been Not much doing for tailback Jalen Hampton. 4 attempts, just 10 yards. His longest carry, a gain of just 3 so far in this first half.
And 2nd and 1, 5 receivers, spread them out and run McKay. Get the first down.
Empty backfield. McKay does have it. Gets to the 43-yard line to pick up 4. Furman throws a blanket on him there. And it's a fresh set of downs for Elon to work with.
And I thought that was a very smart play call. You spread that defense out. You allow for natural lanes. You see the seam, and you get the first down. Great job by McKay on that play. Reading where he could go with the football to get the yard that he needed to get that first down.
Elon's only points came on a 51-yard field goal on their first drive. Griffin looking for a lane. And Furman slams the door shut after a gain of just a yard. Bryce McCormick makes the stop.
And if you look at that play, look at how many purple jerseys were behind the line of scrimmage on that play when the ball carrier got to the line. That is what lets you know Furman is winning at the point of attack right now. They're getting pushed. The first person to make contact usually wins the battle at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 8 for Elon. McKay wants to hum it. Airing it out down the boundary. Parham got ridden out of bounds, and it's incomplete. On the coverage was Travis Blackshear, the top corner for the Paladins.
And watch what Blackshear does a good job of. He's riding the receiver. He's using the sideline to his advantage. He's riding him out. So even if he's able to make a play on the football, he's going to be out of bounds. That's what you're doing. He turned around to locate the football. He did not run through the receiver. He did not panic. Turn around as a defender, locate the football. You have just as much right to fight for that ball when it's in the air.
Blackshear's a veteran, making his 39th career start. Elon 2 for 7 on 3rd down. Nice catch over the top. Reeled in by Bryson Daughtry. Biggest play of the day for the Phoenix, and they're knocking on the door.
And Callie Chizik, 5'9", trying to cover Daughtry at 6'1". You see the height advantage. He tries to undercut the route as opposed to getting the ball carrier down. He was beat on that play. A good job by Daughtry to stretch and get that football and squeeze it.
Hampton gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing else. No gain. On that first down, Toach brings up 2nd and 10. Matt Sachovka made the stop, the defensive tackle. One of 2 all-league defensive tackles for this Furman defense. Cameron Coleman the other. 2nd and 10. McKay darts up the middle. McKay steps through a tackle, then he gets smothered at the 9-yard line. Gain of 7 brings up a manageable 3rd down.
And what McKay's running is doing, it's making the Furman defense sit back. They're not bringing that blitz as much. You see them sitting back in zone coverage right here. You see number 31 coming with the blitz, and McKay reads it, and he goes to the opposite side. A good job of avoiding the linebacker and getting positive yards. That has been the most successful running play that they've had this afternoon. McKay running the football.
3rd and 4. McKay swings it out. Griffin tight-roping the sideline. Picks up just a yard. Stepped out at the 8-yard line. And it's 4th down. Decision time for Elon. What's the call?
I think you get points on the board. You go ahead and kick a field goal. You've got to get points. You want something positive to come out of what has been the most positive drive for this team so far. They got it down in the red zone. You know, a lot of fans will say, why would you throw that short pass to Griffin? Well, you want to get a ball to your athlete in space. You think he can be a better athlete than a defender. He just did not have enough area on the sideline to try and get up the field. But you got to take the points right here.
Skylar Davis on for the field goal. It's a fake, and it's blown up. Davis decleated.
And ladies and gentlemen, We have just been introduced to the people's elbow. You don't set your little guy up like that, man. Come on now. You got to get the
Rolling
points.
on the field is a backwards pass recovered by Furman. First down.
You just can't set your guy up like that. You know, you get 3 points, you're only down a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but you throw it out to the little guy, and he's trying to grab it, and oh, my goodness, Furman lit him up on that play. Travis Blackshear, that's one for the books. That's one you go to the media department, you get some still shots, you put that up in the athletic center. That's one of the all-time great hits in the Furman program right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Blackshear made a big play a week ago. He recovered a blocked field goal and took it 65 yards to the house. First down throw, it's complete to Ryan Miller. 6th connection between Huff and Miller today.
And Huff was looking down the field. He wanted to go to Kendall Dean on the post route, but Elon did a good job of covering it up, and Huff did a good job of going through his progressions and finding the open receiver.
Short gain, a modest gain of 4. Closing in on 5 minutes left in this second frame. Roberto following his blockers. Knocked off his pins at the 30. Picks up 2. Good form tackle by the middle linebacker Jameer Malone. Had a career-high 10 stops last time out for the Phoenix.
And for young players watching the game, that was textbook tackling. He used his shoulder pads. He did not dive into the player, putting himself and the ball carrier in danger with an illegal hit. I love the way he made that tackle. Head up.
Big third down for Furman. Huff in the hole. Hits Miller. His go-to receiver. Gain of 6. It'll move the sticks. First down.
And I think this is the second or third time that Miller's converted on a third down. And the one thing that he's doing a good job of is knowing where the sticks are, getting beyond the sticks and making himself a target.
Top 5 in Furman history in catches, 6th in yards, and had touchdown number 28 earlier today. Tops in Furman program history. Had 13 grabs earlier this year against Clemson. 1st and 10 Paladins. Abrams. Running out of real estate. Bo Sanders able to ride him out of bounds. Gain of 2.
And a good job by Sanders keeping that edge, not allowing the offensive tackle to reach that outside shoulder. That's what tackles are trying to do. They're trying to reach that outside shoulder to turn it up the field. What that will do, that will allow the back to get north and south. Good job keeping that edge by Sanders and not allowing that tackle to reach his outside shoulder.
Second down and 8 for the Paladins. Jet sweep action. Anderson spinning forward to the 45-yard line. Right at the marker. Late flag comes out. 2 of them on that far boundary.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 75, offense. Also, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 75, defense. This is both 75s of the offense and 75 of the defense. First UNS conduct foul of the game.
That's Pearson Toomey for
Those
Furman.
fouls canceled.
And Jake Loro, the defensive tackle for Elon. So some extracurricular.
It's called aggressive football. I don't have a problem with that. I'm getting a little bit aggressive. That's what we do in the trenches.
These teams know each other well. They were members of the SoCon together from 03 to 2014. 3rd and 1. Abrams. Brought down for a loss of a yard. Marcus Hillman went screaming to the corner to drop him, and it's 4th and 2.
And once again, Bo Sanders is out there helping protect that edge, not allowing that outside shoulder to get reached. A good job by the Elon defense responding to the big special teams play made by Furman.
We'll see their 2-minute offense when they get the ball back. Down 14-3. Their only points came on their first drive. Levy, high punt, contact, no flag. And Furman will down it as Elon clears out around the 25-yard line.
But that's on Seth Johnson, number 94. He's blocking him into the punter once again. So I think it was a good no call. Now let's see how Elon responds offensively now that they've got the ball back and the defense played big.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday magic, especially when it comes to getting the perfect gift. For all those project-doing, technology-loving, holiday hosting, tool organizing, woodshop working people in your life. And gifts for everyone else in between. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
Cricket is easy, it's affordable, customer service is top-notch. That's why I've been with them for so long.
With all that, I'd stay a while too. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Well, it's been a wild ride for Elon quarterback Matthew McKay. He's had a fantastic season. Started his collegiate career at NC State. Actually started 5 games for the Wolfpack. Transferred to Montana State. Committed in December of 2019. Didn't play in 2020 because of COVID. And then in 2021, started the first 11 games. Had fantastic numbers. Montana State earned the 8th seed, got a first-round bye, finished FCS runners-up, and he entered the transfer portal on December 2nd, 2021, 2 days before their second-round game, because he was told that he would not start, and he wanted to get into the portal as quickly as possible so he didn't get looked over. On 1st and 10, what will he do here? Almost throw an interception. Blackshear on the coverage. It was intended for Jordan Bonner, and it's 2nd and 10.
And McKay has to do a better job of looking off the defender. You can't eyeball your receivers because they're going to jump those routes. And with the pressure that he saw early in the ball game, I think they know that Elon wants to go at the quick pass game right now.
He's done most of his damage this afternoon with his legs. 63 yards rushing on just 8 carries, an average of 7.9. Completing 62% of his passes for the season, but just 8 of 16 this afternoon. 2nd down and 10. Empty set for McKay. 5 in the secondary for the Paladins. McKay looking downfield. Checks it down to Hampton. Backpedals out of bounds at the 32 to pick up 7 yards and make it 3rd and 3.
And a great job by the offensive line. They gave him the width that he needed in the pocket to move side to side and the depth that he needed to climb the pocket and step into a throw. He did not see anything that he liked, and he did a good job of finding the short route to get something positive and put them in 3rd and manageable.
Callie Chizik knocked him out of bounds. Son of former Auburn head coach Gene Chizik, playing in the secondary for Furman. 3rd and 3. Elon today 3 for 9 on 3rd downs. McKay, run pass option. Hits Hampton. It's a first down and a gain of 5. Elon going tempo after the first down. McKay, deep drop this time. Bouncing around in the pocket, and he's smothered back at the 30. Dropped by Xavier Stevens, who's having a career day for Furman.
And right now for McKay, the one thing you don't want to see as a quarterback is the front of your offensive lineman's jerseys, because if you do, that means they've turned around to find where the defender is that just beat them. And you look right here, all of their jerseys are turned towards their quarterback. That means everybody got beat on that play. They've got to do a better job of punching at the point of attack and keeping those guys at bay and allowing your quarterback to look down the field.
Elon burns their first timeout. Minute 37 on the clock.
Timeout on the field.
14-3 our score in favor of Furman. Well, Flo, what's working for Furman, and what does Elon need to do better?
Thank you.
Well, for Furman, the pass rush, they're getting to the quarterback. They're not giving him time. When he does have time, it's because they're only rushing 4 and they're dropping 7 back into coverage, so he has nowhere to go with the football. What's been most successful is Matt McKay going 4 and 5 wides and running up the middle of that defense. You continue to do that. What you do now is you force the defense to react. You force them to put kind of a spy in the middle of the defense to keep eyes on him, which now opens up some of those opportunities down the field with those vertical playmakers that he has. But he has not been able to spread the ball around like we're used to seeing, and I think that's because of the pressure that's immediate on him once he gets the football from the center.
Elon's top receiver today has been their running back, Jalen Hampton. To your point, means guys aren't open downfield. Second and 17 after the sack. Furman will drop 7 to the outside. It's caught. Gets back the lost yardage from the sack. Jackson Parham makes the grab. It's a gain of 7, and it's 3rd and 9. Make it 3rd and 10, I should say.
And you see what Furman's doing. They've got 2 deep safeties. They're playing cover 2. Those guys are sitting back, and they're kind of just keeping the top on the defense.
McKay bombs it downfield, and it's juggled and dropped by Bryson Daughtry. Had it in his hands, couldn't bring it in. Chiswick in the neighborhood on the coverage.
And McKay had everything he wanted on that play because the safety on that side of the field came flying up, and the receiver ran right by him. Daughtry has to squeeze that football. You've got to make a play for your quarterback.
Furman has all 3 of their timeouts and set to get it back here on 4th and 10. Jeff Yerk on the punt. Back to receive Joshua Harris for Furman. Yerk booms it downfield. Harris retreating. Takes a side hop, and it's downed at the 1-yard line. A beauty of a punt from Jeff Yerk. His 18th punt this season, downed inside the 20-yard line. We head to a timeout. This is FCS playoff football.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday magic, especially when it comes to getting the perfect gift. For all those project-doing, technology-loving, holiday hosting, tool organizing, woodshop working people in your life. And gifts for everyone else in between. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
Spicy buns, spicy sauce, spicy seasoning, spicy jalapenos, ooh, spicy fries. Boy, Arby's getting loose with the spice on the new Diablo sandwiches and fries. Arby's, we have the meat.
Welcome back to Greenville, South Carolina. Furman quarterback Tyler Huff in his last 5 games has been sensational, completing 71% of his passes, over 1,000 yards through the air, 8 touchdowns, passing, 4 on the ground, and 312 yards rushing. And he has the ball from the shadows of his own end zone. 1st and 10, Furman on its own 1-yard line. Puts Miller in motion. And a false start. Paladins, they don't have much room to back them up.
False start. Number 11, offense. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
So that'll make it about the nose of the football.
So basically you just pick the ball up and put it back down.
Yeah.
You talked about Huff earlier. 21 of 22 last week. 95% completion.
Roberto barely gets out of the end zone. Maybe to the 2-yard line. That's 231 pounds at tailback that you can just feed the rock to down here and try to run out the clock.
Elon has taken his 2nd time out of the half.
Elon burns their second. 49 seconds to go before we break for
game
intermission.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 55 seconds.
And some would ask.
Thank you.
So they'll add 8 more seconds to put it at 55. 14-3 Furman. Elon came into this one battle-tested. 4 wins this season against teams that are in the FCS field. They beat Gardner-Webb, beat William Mary, gave them their only loss. Beat Richmond in double overtime, fell to New Hampshire, and then won by 20 against Delaware. 4-1 against the FCS playoff field.
And some would say, why did Elon take a timeout? You know what Furman's going to do, but what they're hoping is for a bobble snap or maybe a back slipping.
Or that, a safety. Did he get out of the end zone? Forward progress. Maybe the length of the football. Elon burns a quick TO.
And that's one of those plays where you wish you had a red flag to do a
Elon
replay
has
challenge.
Taken final time out of the half. 30-second timeout.
And I think it's dangerous now because you've got pistol formation, so you're deep into the backfield right here, and they are lucky. I would want to look at this play again because it does not look like momentum carried him out of the end zone. It looked like momentum was stopped while he was in the end zone with the football.
Marcus Hillman, the Spur backer, hit him first. A Buck Buchanan finalist. It goes to the best defensive player in all of FCS. Torrance Williams also up front.
But once again, Elon is looking for a botch snap. They're looking for a defender to get a seam and get up the field and possibly make a play in the backfield.
3rd down, and we'll call it 11. Huff. Some breathing room out to the 6-yard line. Elon's out of timeouts, and so Furman can burn it down to about 4 seconds on the game clock, leading 14-3. Bo Sanders made the tackle for the Phoenix defense. Well, Furman dodged a bullet there. So the Paladins will run it down, call a timeout, and punt it on the final play of this 2nd quarter.
And we've talked about how close Elon has been to blocking one of these kicks. And we looked at the replay of the last punt. It's going to be interesting.
Furman has taken its first time out of the half. 30-second timeout.
I look for a possible block punt on this play because they've been extremely close every time that Furman's punted the football, they've got 3 defenders coming towards the Furman punter, and there's only 2 personal protectors. Now, I think it's number 12. He's taking off. He's in front of the punter a little bit, but he's kind of taking off like he's a gunner, and I think he needs to stay back and make sure he protects that punter, because I'm sure Elon's going to bring the house on this punt block.
Both teams have been exceptional this season in special teams. When you talk about Furman blocking kicks, they have 9 this year. Talk about the Elon kicker, Skylar Davis, and his leg. The offense is going to come out for the Paladins. It's 4th and 5. They have to eat 4 seconds. What do you think of this move?
I run around in the end zone and just throw the ball to down the middle of the field. Even if I give up an interception, it doesn't matter. We make
Huff
the play.
Trying to buy time, and he does. Smart play by the Paladins to end the half. 14-3, Furman leads
Number 3 was in the area.
By 11. They have outgained Elon 183 to 166. It's been kind of a slugfest in the first 2 quarters. 14-3, Paladins. Ryan Miller, his 28th career touchdown, was the first score for Furman. McKay has struggled through the air, 11 of 20. And the fake field goal, Blackshear with the hit of the year for the Paladins. Furman leads it 14-3 at the half.
Mercedes-Benz is turning electric completely on its head. The all-new, all-electric EQB from Mercedes-Benz.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday magic, especially when it comes to getting the perfect gift. For all those project-doing, technology-loving, holiday hosting, tool organizing, woodshop working people in your life. And gifts for everyone else in between. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Spicy buns, spicy sauce, spicy seasoning, spicy jalapenos, ooh, spicy fries. Boy, Arby's getting loose with the spice on the new Diablo sandwiches and fries. Arby's, we have the meat.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
Progress is a race that has no end. After every finish line, another challenge awaits. How can we continue to push innovation in a sport at the forefront of technology? This is how. Discover how Aramco and the Aston Martin Formula One team aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel targets. Aramco, powered by how.
RG3 putting on an absolute show here against Aubie in the Nissan Heisman House. Want to go head-to-head with the Heismans? Get in on the action at theheismanhouse.com.
Feels like a change is coming.
Experience the ACC Big Ten Challenge begins Wednesday at 7:15 on ESPN.
Good change is coming.
A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. As luck would have it, that's our story.
Want to go head-to-head with the Heisman? Visit theheismanhouse.com.
Halftime in Greenville, South Carolina for Elon and Furman. Season 2 of Eli's Places is now available on ESPN+. It's the most unique episode of the season. Eli goes undercover as Chad Powers to try out as a walk-on at Penn State.
How do you find your walk-ons here at Penn State?
We have a tryout process, which we do twice a year. Once in the fall, which happens to be today, and once in the spring.
You know, Coach, to truly understand the walk-on experience, I think I need to try out.
We can give it a try, but I worry you'd be a little bit of a distraction.
Let me handle that. If I was going to blend in as a college student, I needed to look the part. So, I hired a team of Hollywood makeup artists. I think I need a little backstory. How about this? My name's Chad Powers. I'm a substitute teacher and part-time bartender, and I get to try out for my favorite team. How about that?
I think that'll sell. I think Mark Wahlberg did it, and it was a big hit in Invincible.
How about my name's Chad Powers. I'm a substitute teacher and part-time carpenter, and I get to walk on and try out for my favorite team.
Way different.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Chad Powers. Hey, I'm Chad Powers. So, Chad Powers. Kind of feeling a little Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused. All right, all right, all right.
Whoa!
The name's Powers, Chad Powers, the next great Penn State quarterback.
Well, if you throw as well as that mustache looks, then I think you're going to make the team.
I got a hose. I got a hose. Always have.
Don't come out throwing deep right away. Get some completions in early.
Nope. Going deep. Go ball. Go ball, post ball, roll out, double post, post corner. Get the arm on tape. You got to get the arm on tape.
I mean, I personally don't like that approach. I'm just telling you. Right? The way to make the team is to show them you can move the chains with completions.
Chad does it his way. Chad likes to throw it deep.
Third person. Wow.
Yeah. Fact. The arm's loose. It's oiled up. It's ready to go.
All right. Go get him.
Coach Franklin. Chad Powers. I'm going to be your starting quarterback.
Is that you, Eli?
How'd you know?
I'd know that Manning face from anywhere. I don't know. It's a bad look.
It's a bad look? I thought it would sell.
I think you're going to need this, brother.
Oh, man.
Good luck.
Oh, man. All right. Checking in?
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Right here?
Yeah.
All right.
You can catch all episodes of Season 2 anytime on demand on ESPN+. Christmas comes early for one of these teams, Elon and Furman. More halftime coming up next.
Luxury exemplified. Innovation electrified. With Apple Music seamlessly integrated. The all-new, all-electric EQS SUV from Mercedes-Benz.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday magic, especially when it comes to getting the perfect gift. For all those project-doing, technology-loving, holiday hosting, tool organizing, woodshop working people in your life. And gifts for everyone else in between. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
RG3 putting on an absolute show here against Aubie in the Nissan Heisman House. Want to go head-to-head with the Heismans? Get in on the action at theheismanhouse.com.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
Feels like we're onto something. Feels like a change is coming. Feels like a change is coming.
What did you expect? Did you think you could relax? Or had you convinced yourself some records were forever? That you'd seen everything there was to see? Or have you realized you can't look away and you don't know the future and that the game has never been better? That is hockey.
I get skeptical when things seem too good to be true. You could say I'm a realist. Take Rakuten. Now, how do they give shoppers cash back on top of deals at their favorite stores?
All that savings sounds like holiday magic.
No, just good sense. Fantastic. Wonderful, Charlie. Love the ribbons. Far be it from me to tell you what to believe in, but I believe in Rakuten.
True story. If you want to stand out, you have to cross enemy lines. Ohio State, Duke, North Carolina, Indiana. Experience the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Begins Wednesday at 7:15 on ESPN.
Greenville, South Carolina, Furman on top. And moments ago, we were joined by Furman head coach Clay Hendricks. First two quarters.
Well, obviously we played really well defensively. I mean, other than a couple of third and longs and some quarterback runs, we've got to get that straightened out. We've played really solid there. And offensively, we've moved the football. We missed a few throws that we should have made, and I'd like to make a couple of those third and shorts that we've had. But I mean, it's a really good football team we're playing. I knew it was going to be that way. So we just got to keep playing. We get the football to start the second half, and certainly putting up points would be huge for us.
Well, Coach, talk a little bit about your defensive line. You're getting great pressure on the quarterback. You're not allowing McKay to really get into a rhythm like he's used to.
Well, we've done a good job of that all year. And the thing about him, he's such a big, talented guy. Man, you gotta grab and hold on hard and get your buddies there to help you, because he can get rid of the ball if you're too low on him. But we got to continue that. I think it's affected him a little bit, and but again, we got to contain him. And he's hurt us with a couple of draws, hurt us with a couple of escaping the pockets. But our kids are playing hard, and we'll just got to do it again for 30 minutes.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Furman head coach Clay Hendricks, third FCS playoff appearance for the Paladins under Hendricks' guidance. 14-3, Furman on top.
On an eerie Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Said you want a new coach, right? Behold, the coaching carousel.
33! Drive! Hit the hole! Don't dance to it!
How do you pick? You don't. It picks for you.
42X out!
A esto le dicen fútbol. That's the international soccer coach.
Esto es fútbol! The wrong football!
El fútbol de Dr. Pepper. Go State!
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday magic, especially when it comes to getting the perfect gift. For all those project-doing, technology-loving, holiday hosting, tool organizing, woodshop working people in your life. And gifts for everyone else in between. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
when adventure calls. Take the road less traveled.
Wow, it's bumpy back here. Who are you? I'm from Edmonds. People come to us first to buy or sell their cars. Like, say you want an SUV, but don't want to drive it into the Grand Canyon. We'll help you find a model that fits how you actually drive. You've never put up a tent before, have you?
Oh, we have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, we're actors.
Car shoppers go to Edmunds first. We drive it like it is.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
What did you expect? Did you think you could relax? Or had you convinced yourself some records were forever? That you'd seen everything there was to see? Or have you realized you can't look away and you don't know the future and that the game has never been better? That is hockey.
Change is coming.
Bryce Young and Big Al's epic arm wrestling match continues.
Think you can take down a Heisman quarterback? Scan the QR code and find out.
Lakers Bucks and a special alt-cast with Stephen A., part of a doubleheader, Friday.
Welcome back inside Paladin Stadium alongside former Florida State offensive lineman Forrest Connolly. I'm James Westling here at the half. Furman leads Elon 14-3, and Forrest, this Furman offense has been incredibly balanced. 92 yards through the air, 91 on the ground. How have they done it?
Well, I think the line of scrimmage, they have dominated on both sides of the football, and it starts with that rushing attack. The offensive line, Huff has done a good job of keeping the ball when he didn't see what he liked, and then you give it to your big backs. You know, they've been able to get up the field, plant, get north and south. You see Roberto, and then you see the big fella getting to the edge. I love what I've seen so far, and then when you think it's Roberto's time, they give the ball to Abrams, and he gets around the edge. So they've been dynamic with their ability to run the football. Now, on the other side, McKay has not had any room to do anything. He does not look comfortable with the football early on. He was not getting anything. The offensive line did not do a good job of picking up the blitz. They've been on top of him. Now, he's had success running the football, but passing, he just not has had the lanes and the time that he needed to be as successful as he wanted to be.
More halftime coming up next. 14-3, Furman on top.
It's time to vote for the Taco Bell Live My Student section.
Choose the winning section and you get a free Taco Bell Crunchy Taco.
Download the app, sign up for Taco Bell Rewards, and vote now. Let's go!
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday magic, especially when it comes to getting the perfect gift. For all those project-doing, technology-loving, holiday hosting, tool organizing, woodshop working people in your life. And gifts for everyone else in between. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
On an angsty Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Whoa, Dr. Pepper, zero sugar?
Yeah, stole it from my parents.
Oh, you think you're too cool to drink regular Dr. Pepper?
Derek.
I bet you think it tastes good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. It's delicious. I told you. What's wrong about you, bro?
It's okay.
I think I was projecting my insecurities on your soda.
Derek, you're oversharing.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
It's a beautiful time for basketball. Where freaks challenge kings. You know I'm dunking on these calls like LeBron. We in the rack with the Rose and dynasties old and new collide. Steph Curry, I'm a warrior, shots Lakers Bucks in a special altcast with Stephen A. Part of a doubleheader Friday on ESPN. NBA on ESPN time.
Change is coming. Feels like a change is coming.
The Furman faithful enjoying their first FCS playoff home game since 2005. Furman 9-2. These 9 wins, also their most since that 05 season. And they lead it 14-3 as we get set to start the second half. Furman won the toss. They deferred. So they will have the ball first in this third quarter.
Hey, James, how about that hill? You think you could roll down that hill?
I think you could get a lot more momentum than me.
Yeah, but getting back up, that's going to be the problem, man.
Might need a forklift.
Absolutely, man. We're not going to try. We're not going to do that, man.
Skylar Davis, end over ender.
Got to know your limitations as a big man.
Furman signals for a fair catch. All right, Forrest, take a look at the quarterbacks and how it's shook out in the first 2 quarters.
Well, you see Huff, he's been more efficient, 10 of 15, 92 yards. When you look at Matt McKay, he's been under constant pressure. I think what's a more telling stat is how many times McKay has been hit versus Huff. Huff's getting hit when he's running the football. McKay's getting hit in the backfield. So I think that's the big difference. But McKay has been impressive when he's decided to run the football, and it's going to be interesting because the coaching staff, Coach Hendricks, talked about it before the half, you know, what do we have to do to slow him down because he's been effective running the football out of the backfield.
Quick throw, it's dropped by Ryan Miller. His second drop. First one was behind him. This second one hit him right between the 8 and the 2.
Uncharacteristic for Miller. As we know, he's a hand catcher. He's one of those guys that squeezes the football, catches it with his hands. So that's very uncharacteristic.
Second down and 10. Roberto, the running back. Huff keeps it. Looking for a crease. Gets upfield. A slow, methodical, patient run by the quarterback. And it's a gain of 9.
And the first team all-conference tackle, Pearson Toomey. Watch number 75. He gets tripped up, but he's able to gather himself, right? He's tripped up right there, boom, but he gets his hands down, and you like that, but get in there and hit somebody. Find some work. You can't be out there, big fella, and not find work. You impress me by staying on your feet, but you got to hit somebody when you stay on your feet like that.
They like to get their linemen out in space. 3rd and 1. Roberto smacked by Marvion Fields. He lost a yard and a half, and it's 3rd and a long 2.
And you see Fields, he gets up the field. You know, they're trying to get lateral right now and then plan to get north and south. And you give a defense an opportunity to make a play when you're going east and west and you only need 1 yard. I'd like to see guys coming downhill. When you've got a back like Roberto, 5'11", 230 pounds, I want him going north and south right now.
Brings up 4th down. That was 3rd. And Levy on deep driving punt. And Brayboy tripped up at the 21. How big was that stop for the Elon defense on their first defensive possession?
Well, I think it was huge because it's a tone setter. And, you know, what you're telling your offense now is, hey, we came out to play in the second half. We got to stop. We're going to give you the football back. Now do what you do. Be special. And that starts at the point of attack with the offensive lineman. Are you going to play grown man football? Are you going to hit somebody in the mouth? Are you going to knock some people off the football? That's what you want to see from this offensive line.
1st and 10. McKay. Hampton. Hampton keeps his balance. Picks up 11. That is his longest rush of the day.
And those are igniters right there. When you see a back get through the hole, you know, he's one-on-one in the hole, boom, he runs through the defender. He gets his hands down. You see the balance. You see the vision to know where to go with the football, and you see the fall forward by Hampton on that play.
The Virginia Tech transfer makes it 1st and 10. Another carry, and this time he is ridden down for no gain.
And that's kind of reminiscent of what we saw on 3rd down from Furman, where they handed the ball off to Roberto, and they've got him going east and west. These are downhill backs. Hampton is 5'10", 203. Let him go north and south. I don't like the east and west. There's too much upfield from Furman to get yards that way. Go downhill with your backs.
Play action this time on 2nd and 9. It's incomplete, and again, pressure in the grill of McKay. Jack Barton got through, and it brings up 3rd down and long.
And a good job by Barton not going for the ball fake. You know, he went straight to the quarterback, and I think that is an adjustment that was made at halftime. We're not going to worry about the ball carriers right now. They haven't been as explosive as they could be in this ball game early. We've got to concentrate on this quarterback.
Elon 4 for 11 on 3rd downs. Press coverage on the outside. McKay settles in, backside pressure, and he's swung down for a sack. Alex Mayer, his 3rd sack of the year.
And once again, you've got to tackle opening up that outside shoulder. Watch number 76. He's on the left side of your screen. Watch. You open up that outside shoulder right there. You've got to get 3 kick steps. You're not at the quarterback's level. When you open that outside shoulder, once again, you're giving a short corner to a speed rusher, and he's at the quarterback's level when he gets up the field. You've got to get it the 3rd kick step. Turn and open that shoulder, then push him past the quarterback.
4th sack of the day for the Furman defense. Jeff Yerk on the punt. Caught on the run by Harris. Dances out of bounds to the 43-yard line. Furman will have solid field position when we come back. 14-3, Paladins on top.
You're tough, rugged, and your truck is...
Worth a lot of money in today's market.
Who are you?
I'm from Edmunds. People come to us first to buy and sell their cars. This truck is in high demand, and if you want to see its resale value, you can check out our free appraisal tool. Super useful for actual truck owners, not just car commercial actors.
Oh, I also do theater.
Oh, nice.
Car shoppers go to Edmunds first. We drive it like it is.
Oh, your lumber's hollow.
Are you ready for football to get down to the nitty-gritty? Or whatever this is? Are you standing up, breaking down, and staying hyped for football? Good. Then you're ready.
An experienced QPC eater knows You should never let the ketchup that falls from the hot and juicy burger go to waste.
Carson and Harry still going toe-to-paw in today's staring contest.
These eyelids don't go down by contact. Want to go head-to-head with the Heisman? Visit theheismanhouse.com.
A Furman flashback. December 17th, 1988 at Holt Arena in Pocatello, Idaho. Head coach Jimmy Satterfield led 4-seeded Furman in defeating the 2-seed. That was Georgia Southern, 17-12. Quarterback Frankie Debuse went 7 for 11, had a $124 passing and a touchdown. And running back Dwight Sterling, 12 carries, 70 yards, and a score that was low scoring. 1988 FCS championship game went to the Paladins. Here they are trying to get to the second round. This is their first playoff home game since 2005. Huff hands it off. Roberto trying to get the edge. Gain of just 2. Playoff appearances under head coach Clay Hendricks. 2017 beat Elon 28-27. That game was at Elon. They blocked a kick in the closing minutes to preserve the 1-point win. Lost to Wofford in 2017 in the next round. Then in 2019, they traveled to Austin Peay and lost 42-6. They're in control here in the third quarter, leading 14-3. Huff pulls it away from Abrams and connects with Anderson. Pitch and catch and a first down for the Paladins.
And because they've been able to establish a rushing attack with Roberto, with Huff, now you're getting opportunities to go down the field. You're getting man coverage because they're loading up that box to try and slow down this Furman rushing attack.
Just the way this game's played out so far, how big is the next touchdown for whoever it is going to be?
Well, I think for Furman, it gives them real control of the football game. But for Elon, it puts them back where they need to be and want to be going into the latter half of this game.
Huff back to pass. Uncorks it. Looking for Dean. Too far out in front, and it's incomplete, bringing up 2nd and 10. Trayvon Jones was on the coverage. 2nd down and 10. Huff passing now 11 of 18. Huff from the gun. Roberto probing to the 41. Got 3 to make it 3rd down and 7 for Furman's offense. Meanwhile, Elon's defense, they have been nails all season long in the second half. They've allowed just 40 points total in the second half to FCS teams. Only 4 touchdowns in the second half, and in their 8 wins, opponents totaled just 16 points in the final 2 quarters.
And that's the type of production they're going to need in the second half of this ball game if they're going to be victorious. They've got to be stout at the point of attack. They've got to get pressure on Huff, and they can't allow them to convert 3rd downs.
4-man rush. Knocked away. On the coverage, Cole Coleman and Trayvon Jones in the neighborhood for the Phoenix. 4th down and 7. And Furman will bring out their punting unit, leading 14-3 to try and pin Elon deep. Trayvon Jones back deep. One of the many dangerous return men in the CAA. And Furman kicks it away from him. Jones picked it up in traffic. And he is bottled up immediately. Elon starts this drive from its own 5-yard line. 9:44 left in the third quarter.
It's a beautiful time for basketball. I go through the pain like Giannis. Where freaks challenge kings. You know I'm dunking on these calls like a Bronco. We in the rack with the rolls and dynasties old and new collide. Steph Curry, I'm a warrior, shots, yeah. Lakers Bucks in a special all-cast with Stephen A. Part of a doubleheader. Friday on ESPN. NBA on ESPN time.
What makes for a great story? A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. It needs an opening that sucks you in, and a mind-blowing ending that has you hanging on every snap. That's what makes for a great story. And as luck would have it, that's our story.
Are you ready for football to get down to the nitty-gritty? Or whatever this is? Are you standing up, breaking down, and staying hyped for football? Good. Then you're ready.
The NCAA FCS Championship coverage continues next weekend with second-round coverage beginning Friday on ESPN+. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. You're looking at Reedy Park in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. We've really enjoyed our time here at Furman in Greenville. Furman leads 14-3 over Elon. Everybody's been super nice and hospitable and perfect weather for this time of year as well. Elon from their own 5-yard line. Hampton up the middle. Gain of, I'll give him 6, making it second down and 4. Prior to that run, he was averaging just 3.1 yards per carry.
And, we were talking during the break, about, our surprise that he has not been more effective and had more opportunities in this football game. And the fact that we've seen other backs get opportunities more so than we've seen him carry the football this afternoon.
On 2nd and 4, McKay goes to the air. Hums it to his big tight end, Arthur Nwandu. He's shy of the marker. Hit at his ribs at the 15-yard line. But how impressive has the Furman defensive line been today?
Well, they've done a good job of getting up the field. They've done a good job in that zero gap. Cameron Coleman especially, of not allowing anything in those A-gaps. And then their pursuit has been impressive to me. So when the ball gets out, they're turning around and they're pursuing and they're grabbing and tugging and punching and trying to rip the ball away from the ball carriers. So they've done a really, really good job this afternoon.
3rd and 1. Hampton slipped, didn't get there. Lost a half yard, and it's 4th and 2. Cujo Coleman up front, as well as Bryce McCormick and Luke Clark get on the tackle for the Paladins, a sea of purple jerseys.
And those two big fellas on the defensive line have done a good job. Sachova and once again Coleman getting pressure right in the middle of that defense. It's not about making tackles all the time as opposed to giving lanes for your linebackers to flow downhill and make those tackles.
Yerk on the punt for Elon. Hangs it up there for Harris, who signaled for a fair catch at the Furman 45-yard line. 14-3, Furman on top. Nobody has scored here in this third quarter. Furman has outgained Elon 208 to 180 yards. Coming into this contest, Forrest, one of your big storylines, could Elon make Furman quarterback Tyler Huff a one-dimensional player? Have they done that so far?
Absolutely not. He has been able to pretty much do what he wants to do. He's run the ball very effectively. He's thrown the ball down the field effectively. He's found his playmakers. What's going to be interesting, because they've been able to establish a rushing attack, you look at the Elon defense now putting more people in the box, playing man on the outside. The question, Elon. The question is for Elon at this point,
that is Marcus Hillman, the star linebacker for the Elon defense. We'll head to a timeout and check on him when we come back.
It's time to vote for the Taco Bell Live My Student section.
Choose the winning section and you get a free Taco Bell Crunchy Taco.
Download the app, sign up for Taco Bell Rewards, and vote now.
Let's go!
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday magic, especially when it comes to getting the perfect gift. For all those project-doing, technology-loving, holiday hosting, tool organizing, woodshop working people in your life. And gifts for everyone else in between. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
Well, look at star linebacker Marcus Hillman headed into the tent for Elon. 5 tackles today. The All-American candidate has 8.5 sacks this season, most in an Elon single season in program history. Ties the mark, I should say. That would be a crushing blow to the Phoenix defense. He's Forrest Connolly. I'm James Westlane. 2nd down and 8 for the Furman offense. Midway through this third quarter, this was our halftime score, 14-3, Paladins. Play action. Huff loops it to the boundary, and Dean able to hang on, inbounds. They mark him out at the 33-yard line.
And there's so many moving parts on this play, so the defense has to keep an eye out. You've got jet sweep action. You've got a back coming across the back of the formation, and now you've got a receiver in the middle of this defense. So there's so many things for the defense to keep their eyes on. A good job by the Furman play caller to call that play and keep the defense on their heels.
He had both feet inbounds. Huff trying to stretch it to the sideline. Joysticks upfield, and Huff with his best run of the day. Marked out at the 7-yard line.
And that is something that the defense has to recognize. Huff is not going to do what quarterbacks usually do and run out of bounds. He's going to plant that foot. He's going to get as many yards as possible. You see right here, the defender thinks he's going to go out of bounds, and then he cuts back, and he's over-pursued him at that point. And you see the strength of Huff to get up the field. That is what makes Huff such a difficult quarterback to defense.
26-yard gain. Following lead blockers on the edge, picks up a couple, just puts his head down, and barrels to the 5-yard line. Forrest, you were talking about that balance. Furman has 133 yards on the ground, 123 through the air. It doesn't get any better than that.
And I think that is what has made them successful in this football game, because you can't just identify one thing and concentrate on that defensively. You've got to prepare for the run and the pass on every single play.
And they are creative offensively. Their second trip into the red zone. Abrams looking for his second touchdown. A flag comes out. probably coming back. The center, Evan Jumper.
Holding, number 62.
Yes, Evan Jumper had the Cobra Claw on that play. You can't grab the defender like that and bring him down to the ground. And he kind of knew it. And guys always know it. They kind of turn around and put their hands in the air. Wasn't me.
Now
you see him right here pulling. And then you get your arm around him and you pull him down. You just can't do that. And he didn't have to do that because Abrams was around the edge, and he's more of an athlete than that defender. He would have gotten to the edge.
So now it's 2nd and goal from the 15-yard line. Transfer to Roberto. Powers his way down to the 6-yard line. Running over defenders. 3rd and goal.
And it's good to see Marcus Hillman back in the game, making that tackle. But once again, Roberto, he's just one of those fall forward backs. He's one of those backs that defenders hurt after they make the tackle. They just feel it, after the game. They're like, okay, this guy Roberto is just all over me.
Coaches call him a decisive runner. Too tall for Miller, incomplete. Huff puts some air under it, and it brings up 4th and goal. Furman will bring out their field goal unit, leading 14-3. Marcus Hillman made 2 nice plays defensively after returning to the action. Left a couple of minutes ago with an injury. Made a tackle and then was on coverage on that last pass. Kick is up, and it's good. Furman on top by 2 scores. They lead 17-3 with 4:48 left in this 3rd quarter. 24-yard field goal is good for Axel LaPro. Still a 2-possession game if you're Elon.
And we talked about him. You see him split out, playing defensive back on this play. Here's a guy that's a finalist as a linebacker for the Buchanan Award. He's able to get out, cover a receiver. That is what makes him such a versatile player, and that is why people are talking about him as a Sunday defender, a guy that NFL scouts are drooling over, because of his ability to be a versatile player on the back end of a defense, in the middle of a defense, and as an edge rusher.
Under 5 to go in this 3rd quarter. Hillman has 6 tackles today. Elon offensively, they have been stymied since that field goal they had on their opening drive. How in the world do the Phoenix get something going offensively? And this is booted out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Elon offensively scored on their opening drive. It was an 11-play, 41-yard series for the Phoenix. Since then, it's been nothing but punts and turnover on downs.
Well, we talked about their defense. When you look at what Furman's been able to do, 7 tackles for loss, creating negative 36 yards, 3 QB hurries, 4 sacks, 3 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble recovery, and a monster play on a fake field goal where I'm still trying to figure out if the Elon players, pissed off and mad at the coaching staff for calling that play.
On 1st down, McKay over the roof. It's caught. Reeled in by Chandler Brayboy. Longest play of the day for the Phoenix.
And that's the big playability of this offense. You give McKay time. He goes with the ball fake. Now he's got time to set his feet. If he puts a little more air under the football, we're looking at a touchdown by Brayboy because he got behind the defensive back.
Elon tempo and a fumble. Furman indicating that they have it. And they do. Second takeaway for the Furman defense.
Recovered by Furman. 1st down.
Hugh Ryan forced another.
And watch what Hugh Ryan does on this play. He puts his hat on the ball. That is how you're taught to tackle. Put your hat on the football. Watch number 6 right here. Actually, that wasn't Hugh. That was number 44 reaching in, Luke Clark. Great play. Great job by our cameraman to show that play and show that angle. Luke Clark reaches in and knocks that ball out. And that's why backs are taught to hold the ball high and tight.
26th takeaway of the season for the Furman defense, 4th most in FCS. Kendall Thomas gets the carry, the backup running back. Wiggles forward for 3, nothing else to the 31-yard line. What a gut punch for Elon.
I was just going to say that, James. How much does that hurt? You finally get the big play over the top. And once again, if he puts more air into the ball, that's a touchdown. So you got to look at that, and that's why it's so important to make the plays when they're there to be made.
2nd down and 7. Blitz threatening off the edge. Play action. Slip it to Miller. Miller is chopped down in open space. Tremendous open field tackle made by Bo Sanders.
And this is textbook when you're facing an athlete in open space. Don't go where you think he's going to be. Tackle his legs. His legs can't go anywhere. You can't follow the top of his body. They can fake you all they want with their upper body, but you've got to follow the legs. You see the legs, attack the lower body. That's where you're going to get the ball carrier down.
3rd down and 5. Elon's defense trying to get off the field. They've had their backs against the wall all day, but the defense has delivered for the most part. They twist up front. Screen play to Harris. Harris looking for an alley, and a flag comes in. 2 of them after the play. He got to the 40-yard line, which would be enough for a 1st down.
I think they're going to get Ryan Miller with a block in the back.
Illegal block in the back. Number 55, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 3rd down.
4th Furman penalty on the day.
And it looked like they had a choice, either Jacob Johannan or Ryan Miller on that play. And I don't get angry with guys when they get those calls because they're trying to make a play for their teammate. They're trying to help their teammate out. You just tell guys all the time, if you can see the name of the individual you're trying to block, don't block them because their backs are to you.
What if they don't wear names on the back of their jersey? What if you're playing Penn State, Forrest?
I think they got their names on the jerseys now.
3rd and long. Huff looking over the middle. Completes it to Miller. But not nearly enough to the 35-yard line.
And a good job by the defense keeping everything in front of them and keeping the receivers behind the sticks. You don't mind giving up that pass play. You just make sure you make the tackle when he gets the reception.
Elon's defense, they've been nails on 3rd down. Forrest, they have gotten off the field. Furman is now 4 for 13 on 3rd downs. Peavy on the punt. Almost blocked. And Jones reels it in after signaling for a fair catch. Under 2 to go in this 3rd quarter, 17-3. Forrest, you talk about it being a game of inches. What'd you think about the call earlier? Elon faked a field goal, which would have been a gimme for their star kicker, Skylar Davis. Got no points there. And then on their last drive, you hit the nail on the head. A downfield throw that was just inches away from being a touchdown.
Well, the fake field goal, what I don't like about that is you hit that field goal, you're now down 14 to 6. So you're a touchdown and a 2-point conversion from tying the game, and you have momentum. And that's a big key in a ball game like this, momentum. On the other play, I get it. He hadn't had time, so when he finally gets time, he underthrows it a little bit, but he got it out there, and it got positive yards.
(17-3) our score. McKay completes his 14th pass of the day. That one goes to Parham. The Furman defense, 2 takeaways today, 4 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. But that was an 8-yard pickup to the 35-yard line for the Phoenix. McKay, quarterback draw, has the first down. Gets popped by middle linebacker Braden Gilby, making his 77th tackle of the season and number 245 for his career. But it's a first down, Elon.
You see McKay, he dropped back. He didn't see anything that he liked. He made a real good decision to tuck the ball, get positive yards. He saw the seam that he needed to get the first down and then get down. Don't take any unnecessary contact.
Fresh set of downs for Elon. 5 wide for McKay. Floats it down the boundary. Diving attempt made on the sideline. It's caught, but did Parham step out of bounds and come back in?
Well, if he stepped out of bounds, if the defender forced him out of bounds, he's able to come back in and be the first to touch the football. If he went out of bounds on his own, he cannot be the first offensive player to touch the football. So I think that is what the officials are discussing. Once they determine that, then did he squeeze the football? He did not establish himself back in bounds. And I'm wondering if he even caught the football. It looked like the ball hit the ground as well.
There's a flag out on the far boundary.
And you have to wonder if this is unsportsmanlike conduct. Yes, I think it's going to be on him because he's the first to touch the football, and he did not establish himself. Even if the defender...
The ruling on the field is a catch. We have a touching. Number 14. Offense. That's a loss of down at the previous down.
See, when you look at a play like this, first and foremost, if the offensive player is forced out of bounds by the defender, he has the right to establish himself back in bounds and make the reception. If he steps out by himself, he cannot be the first offensive player to touch the football. So, the first player to touch the football from the quarterback's hands. So that's why they lost it down and the ball is pushed back.
So with the loss of down, it will be 2nd and 10. Elon from its 39-yard line. And the other thing, looking at the replay, he didn't complete the catch. The ball clearly hit the turf, so.
Yeah, there's so many things they have to look at this play. They looked at the first part, which I think made them not look at the second part. He didn't catch the football.
What are we thinking here?
I know what the Furman fans are thinking.
The ruling on the previous play of a catch is under further video review.
So if he didn't catch it, it's 2nd and 10. Now, so that would negate the penalty, right?
I'm going to let the officials decide this one.
He was still the first one to touch it. But I think what we're looking at here, Forrest, is if it's a loss of down, it would be 3rd down and 10.
This is just one of those places. It's very difficult. There's so much to unpack. He definitely did not catch the ball. I see right here the ball is on the ground. Yeah, the ball is on the ground, so that's not a catch. So does that negate everything at that point is the question. Because if it's a catch, then you've got the penalty, and you're pushing the ball back, and you lose the game.
After further review, the ruling is it was an incomplete pass. Therefore, we do not have a penalty for illegal touching. It will be 2nd down and 10 from the previous spot.
There you have it.
So they had the ball placed right. They just had to explain it.
Yep. Ball does not move. 2nd and 10 for Elon from its 39-yard line. You see it resting there on the left hash.
Because in actuality, if it was illegal touching, it would be 3rd down if they lost it down. So they were right. They just had to, kind of explain it a little bit. Great job by the officials.
McKay has 162 yards passing today. Drops to throw. Taking a shot. Caught. Is he in bounds? No. Jackson Parham, the intended target.
And a good job once again by the defensive back, using the sideline to their advantage and pushing the receiver to the sideline. The way that you do that is you turn around and locate the football. Let's see if he turned around. One thing he did not do that the official could have called, he never turned around to locate the football, and he had hands on the receiver. So I think he got away with one. It wasn't a lot of hands, but he had some hands on the receiver. But a good job forcing the receiver to the sideline, using the sideline as an additional defender.
Yates on the coverage, 3rd and 10. McKay setting up the screen. Room to run. First down and a whole lot more. Galloping into Furman territory. Wayne Dixie III. He's their bruiser at 6'1", 230 pounds.
And watch number 72, Caleb Creams. Good job by the big fella getting out there and leading on the play. This is what you ask. You act like you're going to pass block. You let him go. Then boom, you don't have to make a big play. Just get in front of him and allow your dynamic back to get around you and get the positive yards. Great play getting to the outside by Creams and getting in the way.
Fresh set of downs for Elon. Trying to make it a one-score game. After 3, Furman 17, Elon 3. The Phoenix threatening as we head to the 4th and final frame. Stick around.
Are you ready for football to get down to the nitty-gritty? Or whatever this is? Are you making plans for football? Flying for football? Flexing for football? And brushing up on your Spanish for football?
Tu defensa es basura. Eso.
Are you standing up, breaking down, and staying hyped for football? Good. Then you're ready.
Spicy buns, spicy sauce, spicy seasoning, spicy jalapenos, ooh, spicy fries. Boy, Arby's getting loose with the spice on the new Diablo sandwiches and fries. Arby's, we have the meat.
Change is coming.
It's a beautiful time for basketball. I go through the pain like Giannis. Where freaks challenge kings. You know I'm dunking on his balls like a bronze. We in the rack with the rose and dynasties old and new collide. Steph Curry, I'm a warrior, shots, Lakers Bucks in a special all-cast with Stephen A. Part of a doubleheader Friday on ESPN. NBA on ESPN time.
A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while it has miracles. As luck would have it, that's our story.
Seventeen to 3, start of the 4th quarter. Furman on top with Forrest Connolly. I'm James Westfleen, and Elon quarterback Matthew McKay got into a rhythm in that 3rd quarter. 4 for 6 passing, 84 yards. His numbers much better. What was different for him in that 3rd frame?
he got time, and he seemed to be a bit more comfortable. They've done a better job with their blocking scheme of picking up the blitz package, and when he has time, he can be a very dangerous quarterback.
Has to dig out a low snap, still able to get it away. It's incomplete, intended for Arthur Nwundu, the backup tight end. Again, their starter, Elon starter, John Carlos Miller II, one of their top receivers at that tight end position, is out today. It's 2nd and 10. Wayne Dixie III is the tailback. Pressure up the middle, and it's batted down. The big defensive tackle, Matt Sachovka, a team captain and all-league player, gets his paws on it.
And as an offensive lineman, you're taught when a defensive lineman stops rushing, they're getting ready to jump up, you got to give them a two-hand gut punch. You got to get those hands down. You cannot allow a guy to get up in the air, but on that play, he got around the offensive lineman, so there was nothing in front of him to stop him. Offensive line have got to do a better job. Those tackles, once again, punch. You can't catch those guys. You got to punch. You got to hand fight. You got to have violent hands when you're down in those trenches.
3rd and 10. McKay climbing the pocket, sails it downfield, and airmails the throw. It's incomplete. And it's 4th and 10. There is a flag out. Looks like it'll be a hold on Elon.
Yes, the tackles are meeting at the quarterback. And when I say that, it's the offensive tackles. And that's not good.
Holding, number 64, offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
That's right tackle Kevin Burkett.
And it's both tackles. Once again, they've got to do a better job of staying square. As a quarterback, you do not want to see the front of your offensive linemen's jerseys and look them in their eyes, because those guys are not looking at you. They're looking at the defender that just beat them, that's getting ready to hit you.
This is a 50-yarder for kicker Skylar Davis. 6 for 7 this season from 50-plus. Swings his leg through, and it is good. 17-6. Second long field goal for Davis, tied for 8th in FCS history. We'll see Furman's offense coming up next. Davis has all the points for the Phoenix in this one.
Heavy-duty pulling power to conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty, premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
It's a beautiful time for basketball, where freaks challenge kings and dynasties old and new collide. Lakers Bucks in a special all-cast with Stephen A., part of a doubleheader, Friday on ESPN.
Everyone is ready for Monday Night Football.
Let's be men today. Let's take care of business.
Because you have to be ready for an AFC clash. Can Watt and the Steelers get the towels waving in Indy?
We'll find out who loves football.
Or will Taylor and the Colts silence the doubters?
It's coming now.
Tomlin and the Steelers meet Saturday and the Colts.
True story. If you want to stand out, you have to cross enemy lines. Ohio State, Duke, North Carolina, Indiana. Experience the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Begins Wednesday at 7:15 on ESPN.
A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. As luck would have it, That's our story.
Skylar Davis, 7 field goals of 51 or more yards. 2 today. Only FCS kicker with multiple 51-plus yarders. Pretty incredible. If you're just joining us, Elon faked a field goal early in the contest. They could have 3 more.
Yeah, and the guy they faked the field goal with, his soul is still laying down on about the 15-yard line. I still don't understand why they ran that play. You know,
it was the kicker. It was Skylar Davis. I can't believe he's able to come back out and kick field goals.
I'm just calling him the guy that ran that play. I'm not going to call him this by his name because I don't want to put him out there like that.
Wasn't his fault. Here's the end-over-ender. Plenty of distance to send it into the end zone for a touchback. 75% of his kickoffs result in touchbacks.
And you know what's interesting and incredible about the way he kicks the ball? He doesn't get a big running start. He takes about 2 steps, and he kicks 50-yard field goals down the middle and 75-yard kickoffs. I mean, that is impressive.
We were talking with the coaches earlier this week, and we asked him about his potential NFL future. There's guys in the league that can't kick like that. 17-6, Furman's offense back out there nursing an 11-point lead. Roberto backpedals across the 30 to the 32-yard line, staggering ahead for a gain of 8.
And we've not seen anybody get a solid hit on Roberto. He does a good job of angling his body when he's going through the hole and finding those seams and falling forward. And I think that's what makes him such a dangerous back. We talk about his size, we talk about his downhill ability, but the thing that I've been most impressed with is his ability to get skinny when contact comes to him.
Over 1,000 yards for his career with today's performance. 17th Furman player to reach that milestone. Another carry for him, and he falls forward to get a yard. Planted up front by Marvion Fields. 3rd and short for the Furman offense.
And right now, Furman's going to take their time. They want to run as much clock as possible. Of course, they want to get the first down, but you want to run as much clock as possible because what that does is that puts pressure on the Elon offense when they get back on the field. That puts them in a position where they have to throw the football, and then you allow that Furman defense to pin their ears back. So they're going to take as much time as they possibly can.
Tremendous balance offensively for the Paladins. 3rd and 2. Huff trying to power his way ahead for a first down. All fight, all muscle from the quarterback.
And that was all Huff. He decided he was going to get that first down regardless of what was in front of him. I love it. Fake the ball, put your head down, and let's go. I'm going to drive my feet. I'm going to drive. I'm going to get my offensive lineman excited about what I'm doing.
It's fun to block for a guy like that, huh?
Absolutely.
5-yard gain, 1st and 10. Roberto. Hit and dropped back at the 32. Marcus Hillman leading the charge for the Elon defense.
And every time they've tried to get Roberto east and west, it has gone left. You've got to let him go downhill. When you get him east and west, you see the pressure initially up the field by Kazim Moore, number 94. A good job of making him stretch that play. And when you do that, now you allow pursuit. You allow your teammates to get up the field and get to the edge. He has not been able to get the edge. I don't know why they continue to do that. He's more of a downhill, in between the tackles runner.
18th tackle for loss on the season for Hillman. Dean breaks 1 tackle, can't brush aside the second. Picks up 5. Planted by Bo Sanders, and it's 3rd and 10 for the Furman offense. This is where the Elon defense has been stout all day long. They've held Furman to 5 for 14 on 3rd downs.
And they've done a pretty good job coming out in the second half. slowing down this offense that seemed to have been in a really, really good rhythm prior to halftime.
They've only surrendered 3 points in this final half. That's their MO all season. One of the best teams in FCS in the second half. Up the gut, Roberto has the first down. Slithering close to midfield to the 48-yard line. Gain of 11.
Between the tackles, this guy is difficult to bring down. Watch him. He's north and south right now. There's no left and right. North and south, those pads are square. He runs behind this pad. You see the ball high and tight, and he's falling forward. The defender, number 18, is going to field that later on, Jamarion Hawkins.
The clock is an ally for the Paladins. 1st and 10. Furman from its 48. Roberto chugging up the middle, crossing the 50 and getting to the 49 for a gain of 3. It's 2nd down and 7 for the Paladins.
And right now you're seeing this offensive line starting to set the tone, running the football right down the gut of this Elon defensive line. And you have to think about attrition at this point, and are these guys starting to get tired? They've been on the field a lot this afternoon, and it looks like it's starting to wear on the defensive line.
This drive has already taken over 4 minutes off the clock in this 4th quarter. Roberto flowing right. Inside the 45 to the 44. Talk about getting skinny through a hole. Impressive run by Roberto.
And once again, here's that fall forward ability, north and south. Boom, boom, I'm bouncing off tacklers. Boom, falling forward, getting skinny, not taking a direct hit. That is what you ask for from your backs.
It's an interesting combo for Furman because they have long and lean offensive linemen and then that really powerful bruiser back. 3rd and 2. Roberto hit at the point of attack, trying to push the pile forward. Forward progress stopped inches shy of the line of scrimmage, and it brings up 4th and a long 2, short 3 for the Furman offense.
And what you saw on that play was penetration in the middle of the offensive line. Good job by Marvion Field, number 96, to get penetration right at the point of attack. You saw Roberto get the ball, and as he got to the line of scrimmage, he turned his back towards the defender to try and lean and fall forward. But they had enough leg drive to not allow him to fall forward.
Decision time for Furman head coach Clay Hendricks. If you're him, are you going for it here?
Absolutely. I go for it. I'm an offensive lineman. I think like linemen. I think we can get 1 or 2 yards. You know, this is the challenge. You want to play championship football, this is what you do. Call timeout, get a play, run the play, get the first down, extend the drive, run time off the clock.
Timeout on the field.
Mercedes-Benz is turning electric completely on its head, bringing legendary design and state-of-the-art technology to a fully electric SUV. The all-new, all-electric EQB from Mercedes-Benz.
Now that's the shakaroni.
Dang, that's huge.
Oh, that's my piece of the shakaroni. That's the biggest one we make. Extra pepperoni, extra cheese on that thing. Somebody save me a slice?
No. They'll donate $1 from every shakaroni to the Papa John's Foundation.
Shakaroni. Oh, bring it in, bring it in. Shakaroni. Shakaroni. Get on beat, get on beat. Shakaroni. Shakaroni. Shake that wig on, come on. Shakaroni. Shakaroni. You guys were so offbeat. Okay, all right, let's eat.
Dad, want to play?
Sure.
I think I'll try the bow this time.
Boom.
Splat, nice. How'd you get so good?
Why are you surprised? Coming through in the clutch? That's my way to play. Nintendo Switch.
A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. As luck would have it, that's our story.
FCS Championship coverage continues next weekend with second-round coverage beginning Friday on ESPN+. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Forrest, I'm looking for you in this shot. Is that you towards the back? Where are you?
Absolutely not. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. That would be me if I was on ice.
It's not the fall. It's the getting up that makes it so challenging.
No, it's the outcome of the fall.
Okay.
Is something broken?
All the above. For me, it's the getting up part.
Yeah, well, at least you're on ice, so, you know.
They're going to play it conservative. They are going to punt it. 2 flags are out around the area of the punter. It was a line driver in Jones to the 15.
And it's almost like Jonathan Robinson just said, you know what, I've been close. I'm just going to go ahead and take it.
Running into the kicker. Number 9, defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And you know what's interesting about that, James? It was 4th and 4.
Right.
So the 5-yard running into the kicker results in a first down. But it's just, I mean, he had no chance at this. Let me just go ahead and get on TV, let him call my name. Come on, man. You can't do that.
Just clipped him.
Just a bit outside.
But now Furman, with this ball control offense and the strength of their offensive line, this is already a clock-eating drive. They're just trying to take the air out of the ball, up 17-6. First and 10 at the 40-yard line of Elon. Some window dressing. Roberto up the gut, and Roberto, and he lowers that shoulder. Get out of his way. Down to the 26-yard line. That's a rip of 14.
And a good job by the linemen getting up to those second-level defenders. What they're doing tandem blocks. They're blocking an area. And if the defender takes an inside track, that outside man is climbing to the second level, covering up those linebackers. That's what this zone blocking scheme allows for them to do. Double those guys off the line of scrimmage and get up to the second-level defenders.
New set of downs, first and 10. Two backs in the backfield with Huff. The second back through. Roberto plunges between the hashes for a gain of just a yard to the 25-yard line. Knocking on the door, Furman on top 17-6.
And James, you have to wonder how that penalty giving Furman a first down affects the defense. They were able to get off the field, give the ball back to the offense, and then you get, a bonehead penalty like that, giving the ball back to this offense.
An injured player for Elon in the secondary. I believe that's Hawkins. We'll take a timeout and come back for the final 7 minutes. Furman leading 17-6, trying to slam the door shut on any possibility of a comeback.
Time is running out. The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok. War is coming.
You don't really want war. All that blood on your hands, on your son's hands.
Fate only binds you if you let it. We will make our own destiny.
Rated M for mature.
It's time to vote for the Taco Bell Live My Student section.
Choose the winning section, and you get a free Taco Bell Crunchy Taco.
Download the app, sign up for Taco Bell Rewards, and vote now. Let's go!
It's a beautiful time for basketball.
I go through the pain like Giannis.
Where freaks challenge kings.
You know I'm dunking on these poles like a bronco. We in the rack with the rose
and dynasties old and new collide.
Steph Curry, I'm a warrior, shots
Lakers Bucks in a special all-cast with Stephen A. Part of a doubleheader. Friday on ESPN.
It's NBA on ESPN time.
True story. If you want to stand out, you have to cross enemy lines. Ohio State, Duke, North Carolina. Experience the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Begins Wednesday at 7:15 on ESPN.
Seven and change left. 17-6 Furman. Second down and 9 for the Furman offense. Just trying to kill the clock. Up by 11. He's Forrest Connolly. I'm James Westling. First FCS playoff home game for Furman since 2005. They're trying to get to 10-2. They're 5-2 against their last 7 ranked opponents. Furman coming in ranked 11th in the FCS poll. Elon ranked 12th.
You know, James, although it's not been a high-scoring game, it's been a very entertaining game. A lot of big hits, a lot of, really good plays by, the stars, the guys that we talked about coming into the game that needed to be special for each team to win.
Roberto's the tailback. And they will bleed the play clock. 30 seconds on the play clock when quarterback Huff checked it. The Furman Paladins against the Elon Phoenix. Too tall. Wanted Miller. That's the second or third time they've ran that play, and Huff has just misfired in the flat.
Well, they've got Miller listed as a tight end, but he's only 6'2". I mean, he's throwing to a 6'5" tight end. You got to remember who you're throwing to. You've got to get the ball to him in space. He's a special player. So don't make it a dynamic catch. Just get the ball in his hands and allow him to be a special athlete on the outside. And those things are timing, and it comes, You think about what's going on, what's at stake right now. So you've just got to get the ball, where your guy can squeeze it and make a play for you on the outside.
This drive has taken almost 7 minutes off the clock. 3rd and 9. Huff looking for a block. Gets it from Abrams. Continuing to drive forward. Down to the 12-yard line. First down, Furman.
And the dual threat ability of Huff has been on display all afternoon. When you talk about dual threat quarterbacks a lot, you talk about guys that are just dynamic in the open field. What I like about the way Huff runs the ball, it's not as dynamic. It's just power, old school football. I'm going to tuck it, put my head down, and I'm going to run over the defenders.
Under 6 minutes on that fourth quarter clock. Any other quarterbacks come to mind that can run like this? Does he remind you of anybody? Putting you on the spot there. I'll give you a play to think about it. Here's Roberto slicing up the gut for just a yard.
I'm not going to say he is this guy, but a quarterback that ran like that was Steve McNair.
Oh, nice.
Steve McNair, he was not looking to go out of bounds. He was not a guy that's just going to, do all the faking in the open field like, say, a Charlie Ward or a Vince Young. But he was dynamic in his ability to find that seam and go downhill and make defenders feel him when they make the tackle. And I see that type of ability from Huff.
You blocked for Charlie Ward at Florida State.
Yes.
Is it easier to block for a dual-threat quarterback, or is it more challenging?
Well, it's easier because when you get beat, they make you look special.
Roberto inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
And then oftentimes when you get beat, they'll bring the defender back to you with their ability running.
That's taking its first out of the half.
Elon takes their first timeout.
30-second timeout.
Clock is still rolling. We'll have to reset this.
A little bit of home cooking.
17-6. It's still going. 3rd down and 7. The Elon defense has done their part, holding Furman to 17. We talked about how good they've been in the second half, holding a FCS opponents to only 40 points in the second half all season long. And that trend has continued. They've held Furman to 3 points, just haven't been able to get any offense going consistently.
3 plays stick out to me for Elon. The fake field goal.
Set the game to 5 minutes.
And the 2 turnovers. I think those 3 plays are kind of game-changer plays. And so, you know, when you look at what they've done defensively, they've done everything that you can ask to stop this high-powered offense. But miscues have been big in this ball game. You know, and right here, I don't understand this play. You set your guy up, one of the best kickers in FCS football. You know, one of the best kickers in the country. But then you talk about the penalties, the turnovers, opportunistic defense, getting their hands in there, knocking the ball out. You know, that is what you ask for your defense to do. Be special. Make the big plays. Make more big plays than you allow to be made on you. And that is what, you know, we've seen from this Furman defense all afternoon.
This is a 15-play, 66-yard drive that has taken 9.5 minutes off the clock. Huff running behind Roberto. Trying to cut the corner. Touchdown, Furman. 6th rushing touchdown of the season for quarterback Tyler Huff. The nail in the coffin. Furman adds to their lead. It's 23-6.
And once again, I am not saying, let me put this disclaimer out, that he is Steve McNair. But that is McNair-like, the way he runs the football with aggression and bringing contact to the defenders.
So you're saying he's exactly like Steve McNair?
McNair-like.
They're the exact same player. Got it. Okay. All right. 14 carries for 67 yards. 67 of the 75 yards on that touchdown drive came on the ground. Head to a timeout. Huff. 6th rushing touchdown of the season.
This is a personalized ad. It helps you find good ideas. This is Jada, who found one. And here's Greg, badly in need of a good idea. You see, you can discover a small business at any moment. Oh, look, it's that moment when a good idea helps make a moment a better moment. You get the idea. Good ideas deserve to be found. Personalized ads help you find them.
One roll of a lifetime, one sore throat. But she had enough. She took Mucinex InstaSoothe sore throat lozenges. Show your sore throat who's boss. Mucinex InstaSoothe works in seconds, lasts for hours.
It's Tim Tebow in a Verbo, where you get the whole place to yourself. So it's always just you and your Gators.
It's a beautiful time for basketball. Where freaks challenge kings.
You know I'm dunking on these balls like a bronco. We in the rack with the rolls
and dynasties old and new collide.
Steph Curry, I'm a warrior, shots, yeah.
Lakers Bucks in a special altcast with Stephen A. Part of a doubleheader. Friday on ESPN.
NBA on ESPN time.
This Black Friday weekend, save up to 50% on Merry and Bright gifts and more. Plus, new Afterpay customers save $10 on your $50 purchase with Afterpay. PetSmart, anything for pets.
A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. As luck would have it, that's our story.
The FCS playoffs on ESPN. Forrest, your first 4 out of the field. Who are they?
Austin Peay, Chattanooga, Rhode Island, and Florida A&M University. And I want to say this. Florida A&M University deserved to be in these playoffs, and I'm not taking anything away from any team that's in the playoffs. But when you go 9-2, you lose to Jackson State, who is undefeated, and you lose to a North Carolina team that is playing for an ACC championship next year that you pushed throughout that ball game until late, when you had a bevy of players out because they were suspended due to some issues with programming. This team deserved to be in it. Coach Simmons and his team, they got overlooked, and I don't like it. And I think that the committee needs to make sure, moving forward, you look at a team like Florida A&M and what they've done and the record that they put out there, because that team deserved to be in.
They had an impressive resume, certainly. 24-6 our score here. And Furman, they beat that Chattanooga team that also got left out. Chattanooga, just 3 weeks ago, they were ranked 6th in the country. They went from 6th to out of the playoff field.
Well, Florida A&M was ranked 24th. You get 24 teams in. So, I mean, come on. I mean, it's just everything is there. So, you know, somebody's going to get left out every year. But I just thought this year they, to me, stood out a little bit more than some of the other teams that were left out and some of the teams that actually made it to the playoffs.
First down throw. McKay hits Caleb Ogunmola, the redshirt sophomore from nearby Charlotte. Gain of 11, moves the chains.
And right now for the Elon coaching staff, what you're looking at is guys that are continuing to play and continuing to get better and continuing to use this live action to improve upon their skill set.
McKay flicks the wrist, and that one's too tall, intended for Parham. A flag is out around the 32-yard line.
For the unsportsmanlike conduct, number 6, offense, 15-yard penalty, down and count, second down.
And that would be a frustration penalty at this point.
That's Jabril Williams, the right guard.
You've got a lot of players that this will be the last time they ever put on a pair of shoulder pads, a helmet. So it's an emotional time for the team that looks like they're not going to get out of the first round. So you understand. You don't like to see penalties like that, but you understand.
McKay from the gun, 4-man rush. Searching and scanning and checks it down to Dixie, who gets undercut. And Elon, the frustrations are mounting for this team. It's their 4th trip to the FCS playoffs since joining D1 back in 1999, seeking their first ever FCS playoff victory here today against this Furman team. Going tempo with around 4 minutes to play. McKay completes it to the 41-yard line. That one's caught by Bryson Daughtry. Just his 2nd catch on the afternoon. It's 4th down, 4th and 5. Last gasp for Elon. Well short. Callie Chiswick making the tackle to seal it with 3:45 left. Furman's offense will take over on downs.
And Chiswick did a good job of not allowing the receiver to get to the sticks before he stopped his route. That's what you want to do as a defender. Let him catch the football. As long as he's in front of the sticks, you keep him behind the sticks, down him, make the tackle, end the drive. Great job by Chiswick on that play to shut down that drive. And you see Chiswick, once again, you're making sure you make the tackle. A lot of times defenders will try and reach over the receiver to try and knock the ball down. That wasn't the assignment. The assignment is to keep him from getting the first down and extending the drive. And that's the coach's son, so you expect that.
Son of Gene Chiswick, the former Auburn coach. Handoff to Abrams. Plows his way to the 41-yard line for a gain of 3. 24-6, Furman on top. 2nd down for the Paladins. And they will head on to the 2nd round to play Incarnate Word on the road. That's in San Antonio, Texas.
Elon has taken his 2nd timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
53 points a game. That leads all of FCS. Lindsey Scott Jr. 50, that's not a typo, a 50-burger. 50 passing touchdowns. That's 2nd in FCS. Oh, and Forrest, their defense is pretty good, too. Top 10 in points allowed.
Yeah, but you said that's not a typo. 50 passing touchdowns. My question is 2nd in the FCS a typo? Who's first? 50 touchdown passes? I mean, that is incredible when you talk about this explosive offense that we will see next week against, this Paladins, defense. That is something to be concerned about. The game plan starts now to figure out how to just slow that offense down.
24-6, Furman. 3:38 left. Huff hands it off. Thomas sweeping right. Wrapped up at the numbers. Making the tackle was Jake Laura, redshirt freshman up front. Gain of just a couple. And Laura may have gotten hit where no man wants to get hit.
Yeah, that's not a good deal.
That's a bad deal.
Yeah.
He's had a nice game, couple of tackles. Brings up third down.
Elon has taken his final timeout of the half. 30-second timeout. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
Let's take a look at this Furman defense and what they've been able to do really all game, but when it mattered most here in the second half.
30 seconds.
Well, they've constantly been up the field when receivers have caught the ball. They've had pursuit. They've gotten on top of the ball carriers. You see penetration. They're getting in the quarterback's face. He can't set his feet. He's throwing off his back foot. They've just done everything that you want to do defensively. They've beat the offensive tackles around the edge, and they have just been the aggressor all afternoon.
Thank you.
It's been a total team effort. 2 takeaways, 4 sacks, 9 tackles for loss. Both coaches said this one will come down to the little things, and whoever wins the turnover battle will win the game. And it's +2 for the Furman defense.
And plus the tackles for loss. That means the defense for Furman has been playing in the Elon backfield all afternoon. There were some missed tackles in the backfield, but even a missed tackle is a big play because it slows the ball carrier down and it allows for pursuit to get there.
On 3rd and 4, Thomas bounces off a would-be tackler, stretches it to the boundary, ushered out at the 25-yard line. Just a redshirt sophomore from Round Rock, Texas, has a bright future.
And once again, you see the offensive linemen getting up to second-level defenders, ball carriers bouncing off of would-be tacklers, and staying on their feet. Balance, strength, power, and vision is what we've seen from the backs from Furman all afternoon.
That was a 13-yard scamper. Huff, stretch play, running room, corner, touchdown! Grant Robinson, redshirt freshman, gets in on the fun.
And watch Grant Robinson on this play. He's able to jump outside, bounce it to the outside, and then show the speed to get to the edge and get to the end zone. And think about Grant Robinson. This is a guy that's coached in high school by George T., the former football player at Alabama and with the Dallas Cowboys. So he's got somebody great that he comes from great stock. When you talk about the football program he comes from high school and comes into this game and gets a big touchdown. What a day for this Furman football team.
And Furman, #1 in punts. Big Den Energy, 30-6 our score. With the point after, it's 31-6 now, 2:44 left. That was a shorter drive, took just over a minute, 44 yards on 4 plays for this Furman offense. That was the first rushing touchdown of the season for the freshman Grant Robinson. Take another look.
And look at the offensive lineman getting up to those second-level defenders. You see guys down the field. That's what you're looking for in your rushing attack. Guys getting to second-level defenders, covering them up. A good job by this offense. A total output as far as running, protecting the quarterback running the football, being multiple with what they do and how they did it this afternoon.
We asked Clay Hendricks, the head coach at Furman, about his time at Air Force. He spent 10 years there. Asked him if he brought any of that offense to Furman, and he said some, but he said more so the zone blocking scheme that he learned from the Denver Broncos coaching staff when Gary Kubiak was in Denver. And he's brought that to Furman with those longer, leaner offensive linemen.
Well, you think about some of those Denver lines. Mark Slevers was one of the stars of those lines. He wasn't this huge, massive guy, but he was so athletic and had that lateral movement, and that's what makes these linemen special in this stretch zone type of offense. You've got to be able to move left and right and get up the field north and south. Most of the time you see offensive linemen, they're north and south guys, big hogs. But when you look at what these guys are, they're very lateral with their movements.
McKay back to pass. Hums it to Parham. Makes the leaping grab at the 40-yard line. And those Broncos teams, the offensive line was always so good, it didn't matter who the running back was. I mean, Mike Anderson looked like Jerome Bettis for a couple of years, you know. On first down, McKay chucks it out of bounds. It's incomplete. Second down for Elon.
And for the Elon fan base, you know, you've had a great season. I think you've got a bright future with this program. You learn from situations like this, and you get better. And when you get the opportunity again, you come out and you give it everything that you've got. Once again, to try and get that win and get to the second round.
Incompletion on second down will bring up 3rd and 10. Intended target was Brayboy. Yates on the coverage, brings up 3rd and 10. Elon came into this game with 4 wins over the FCS playoff field, most in the country. McKay bouncing, gunning, and it's knocked away. Micah Robinson with the pass breakup, his 6th of the year.
And think about this for Elon and their fan base. You're losing 3 starters on offense, 3 starters on defense, so you've got some guys coming back. You've got the bulk of your team coming back. And you look at that and you think about how bright this future is for this ball club. What's going to be interesting is what they do at the quarterback position. That will be the big key for how successful they can be.
On 4th and 10, McKay with 2:10 to go. Will this be his final collegiate pass? Buying time, and it's incomplete. Looking for Bryson Daughtry. Furman takes over with 2 and change left. They'll put this one on ice, leading 31-6. A couple of late touchdowns here in this 4th quarter.
And what they call the best play in football, the victory formation, I think that is what we will see.
The last 5 FCS champions, North Dakota State won it last year. Sam Houston in 2020. North Dakota State, the 3 previous seasons, 19, 18, and 17. North Dakota State's won 9 of the last 11 titles. There's the knee from Huff. It's been all Bison in the last 5 years. A couple of those won by current Kansas State head coach Chris Kleiman. Went from North Dakota State to Kansas State. They've got a big game tonight against their rival Kansas. This Furman team will advance to the second round. They'll take on Incarnate Word in San Antonio next Saturday. What'd you think of Huff's performance? Managed the game, made some, really the bigger plays from him today came on the ground.
Well, I think he is as advertised. And when you look at film of him, the one thing that stood out, like I said, and I've been saying it throughout the ball game, is he doesn't run for first downs. He runs for touchdowns. And there's a big difference in a quarterback that runs and can run and can get you a first down as opposed to a quarterback that's going to get you the first down but try to get the touchdown. And I love the way he runs the football. He runs with aggression, and he runs with reckless abandonment. And that gets an offensive line going when your guy, you know, the pretty guy on the team, the quarterback, the guy that shouldn't get touched, is looking to touch people when he runs the football.
And that'll do it. Huff finished with 140 yards passing. Tyler Huff, the quarterback, with 93 yards rushing, a touchdown on 10 attempts. And Furman, in the second half, they did it on the ground, 251 yards. And head coach Clay Hendricks has Furman advancing to the second round of the FCS playoffs. Their 10th win. They're now 10-2 on the season as you look at the updated bracket with Furman moving on. This was the first game of the day, so the only final so far. Sacramento State, Samford, North Dakota State getting buys on this side of the bracket. It'll be Furman at Incarnate Word. And that'll be an interesting matchup because of that offense from Incarnate Word, but also this Furman defense. They are legit.
And the question is, can they slow down that high-powered offense? You know, 50 touchdowns, that stands out. I mean, 50 points a game. I mean, this is an offense that knows how to score the football, so it'll be interesting to see the game plan from the Furman coaching staff.
Forrest, enjoyed working with you.
Absolutely.
31-6, our final. Furman takes it here in Greenville, South Carolina. For Forrest Connolly, I'm James Westlean saying so long from Paladin Stadium in Greenville, South Carolina, where the final is Furman 31, Elon 6. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, it all starts with members like you. Because we were founded as a not-for-profit with a mission dedicated to your well-being, with everyday banking tools and loans, all backed by 24/7 support. The kind of support that comes from being a proud partner within your community. Because when you're a member, it all starts and ends with you. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
What did you expect? Did you think you could relax? Or had you convinced yourself some records were forever? That you'd seen everything there was to see? Or have you realized you can't look away and you don't know the future and that the game has never been better? That is hockey.